Honestly, they're pretty cool guys.
They really are cool guys. When you're talking about Luminosity, they are in this upcoming match, G2 taking on Luminosity, and the stories here feel like they're just where do you start? I mean, you look at G2 and the heavy hitting team they've always been. Luminosity, very similar to that, but not quite as many tournament wins that you see on the G2 side, but very heavy-hitting players themselves. Frozen, he took down the One Nation of Gamers event at PAX Prime. He also was top 8 in Americas for points for the entire season. He was one of the top 8 players there. Zalay, he got his start in ESL Legendary Series. Chalky had a history of getting second place until the first North American DreamHack that took place where he won it. These guys are some of the best Hearthstone players that are out there, and their attitudes are right there with it. Just fantastic, having fun, really getting along with each other, and battling it out in this match. I mean, the winner of this could potentially be first place after this week.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. Complexity sits at the top. Let's go ahead and take a look at the format for the actual matches. Each team has submitted 9 unique decks, 1 for each of the 9 classes. Prior to the match, we'll go into a pick and ban phase where each team will ban away 2 of the opposing team's decks. Then, out of the remaining 7 decks, each team will then pick 6 to play for their best of 11 series. The best of 11 series will use last hero's standing format, which means, of course, the winning deck automatically moves on to the next game, and the losing deck is eliminated from play. But we're not going to waste any time. We're jumping right into the picks and ban phase. G2 versus Luminosity. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first ban. Shaman banned away from G2, and Rogue banned away from Luminosity.
Everything has been in line for the way the teams have been banning in the past. Luminosity has been banning Shaman and Warrior. G2 has been banning Warrior and Rogue.
Yeah, and these two teams, I can imagine that they're going to have not as much creativity with their decks. You know, they have a lot to lose and a lot to gain by a loss or a win here, respectively. So I can imagine we're probably going to see Rexar as the exclusion, and I was correct. Rexar not going to be seeing play, at least in the first match of the day. And Luminosity actually has Shaman left up, which they've been one of the teams that other teams have left Shaman up against them almost every week so far.
It's very strange to look at. I think Shaman is one of the more powerful classes at the moment. I personally disagree with leaving up Shaman, but if G2's leaving up Shaman, they have some data to support this, and I'm guessing a wide range of decks could be one of the reasons here. Ty's going to be on Paladin, Warlock, Life Coach on Mage and Druid, RDU, Rogue, and Priest. I haven't seen them play a lot of Priest, not going to lie.
Yeah, well, they haven't really had to. They've been winning with, singular decks. But there's Luminosity, Chalky, Zalay, and Frozen. These guys have pretty much the same, deck breakdown that they usually do with Chalky on Paladin, Druid, Zalay on Shaman, Priest, and Frozen on Mage and Warlock. But again, keep in mind, even though those players will be piloting those decks, they're working as a team, collaborating, communicating the whole way, as we've seen in the first couple weeks of Trinity Series, to come to the best play. And Luminosity has been one of the teams with probably, maybe not the cleanest communication, but the best overall, I'd say, with G2 being a very close second. So this match should be great.
I would say in terms of outside of the game planning, Luminosity seems to have done their work. They draw a strong card. Zalay will say something like, hey, we plan to play that card on turn 4. Let's play that card on turn 4. Yeah. Everyone's in agreement. G2, constant discussion and evaluation of it.
Already smiles.
The strength of the two teams, to me, is really what speaks volumes. You'll often hear these guys making wonderful hand-reading decisions and finding ways to win the game. We're kicking it off with Druid for G2 and Paladin for Luminosity. Enif and Paladin been a very popular lead in this format at the Trinity Series.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. Murloc Paladin has some very polarizing matchups, but it also has, a lot of matchups where they're just pretty good. And a lot of the times just sort of trying to get a feel for what your opponent is using, using a deck that may not necessarily be used as a counter deck that you can afford to lose with early on in the game to get that scouting information can be the right call. And I think that's why most players have been opening with the Murloc Paladin.
Yeah. Luminosity, pretty reasonable hand here. Loot Hoarder, Finja, Barnes, True Silver Champion for a few early game options. And G2, did they keep Aya Blackpaw and Emperor Thorson in the hand?
No. Those were...
Okay.
They kept Emperor Thorson, I believe, as their one card. But definitely not the greatest mulligans early on. They do have Innervate.
Well, this matchup, we've seen them we've seen them keep or have arguments over keeping Aya Blackpaw or Emperor Thorson in the past. And against any of the control decks, they tend to keep some of the slower, heavier hands like this. Let's listen to G2 and see how they want to navigate this.
With that we play right always, yeah.
Yeah. It's way too good.
It's pretty good, Adrian.
You said something about this Truciver. Is it?
Yeah, but they can also play Acolyte, and then we are actually happy that the 1/1 died.
Yeah.
And now you get to keep the Queen, which can get you right one turn faster. It's so good.
Yeah, it's great. You would like to play Source into Blackpaw, yeah?
I'm not sure. We will see, but I mean, there's not really discount Thorson has to do these minions.
Yeah.
Curve. We have shit to do.
Azure, yeah. Like,
The question is Barnes or True Silver better next turn on an empty board?
Language. God darn, we have stuff to do.
gee golly, this Doomsayer is good.
You mean it's we don't sacrifice Aya? That's what you're saying?
No, never.
No. Yeah. Just shapeshift phase, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good with gadgets and maybe, I mean. So they Barnes us maybe here. Pretty early Doomsayer.
Told you that hand reading was there.
Yeah. Right as we went back to us, you could hear Tice mention, probably going to Barnes us here. Yeah.
Because it was an early Doomsayer.
Yeah, they're going to Barnes you here.
That's the thing about it is Tice doesn't know that Barnes is in their hand. He knows Barnes is likely on 4, but it's coming to his head more so because of the early Doomsayer. It just didn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah. Ooh, Bluegill Warrior pulled from the Barnes. That's actually could be a big deal because that sort of counts as a free Murloc. Bluegill Warrior still, there's 2 in the deck. So anything can happen is now going to be more weighted towards Bluegill if we should get to that late game stage.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen. 10 mana card, resummoning all Murlocs. Well, Barnes is creating it from the build. If they draw the other 2 Bluegills, that's 3 Bluegills in the pool. You can't play 3 copies of a card in Hearthstone. That's not how it works.
You can with Barnes.
You can with Barnes.
And that's why Barnes is pretty good.
Well, also because, you know, just sometimes you get Tyrion or, you know, Fragile Slayer or like a Finja or something.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
And Luminosity rolling into Finja turn with support behind it. Finja into some type of, you know, help for removing bigger stuff. Say True Silver Champion helps you, you know, reach a 5-6 health minion with Finja. Can be pretty good, but G2 has a ton of big hitters here. They have Emperor Thorson, Eye Blackpaw, Ragnaros, Light Lord. You know, those are like the three must-remove threats in the deck. But let's go and listen to Luminosity and see how they're going to play on these turns.
No, they would have played faster for Ryo, right? Okay. I think it's just kind of interesting.
Annoying. Ooh.
Doesn't help here, right?
No, I think we used the.
We just True Silver.
Yeah.
But we should think about it. Act like we have other plays. Like.
Yeah.
And then we're probably gonna Finja next turn. And then we're gonna
we
War
can buff
Leader.
it,
Yeah, and then we're gonna
Okay.
8-drop. Okay.
So they have Emperor in their Druid, which means it's teched anti-control rather than anti-aggro.
Do you know there's a Malagos Jade, 1 Jade Idol, Jade Druid deck? Not Jade.
They wouldn't have jammed the idol then, right? I mean, yeah, you probably would, honestly.
Yeah.
But let's not assume they're playing that.
We don't need the innovate for the auction, yeah?
Well, I would like to save it.
No, it's okay. We can probably
We have
do it.
Rag. We have
I like
Nourish.
I like it. We can go Ragnaros and then we can go Nourish and then we can go auction, yeah?
Yeah, it's too strong. It's just too strong.
Yeah, let's do it.
We want to have the mana crystal still here. I like it. Blossom is nice.
No, I like it. I like it very much.
Wow, that was a big turn for G2.
Yeah, I mean, the board may not be that threatening immediately, but not only did they ramp their mana crystals that turn, but they also ramp their jades by 2. So now Aya's going to summon a 4/4. The next jade card that they use after that's going to be a 5/5 already, and we're only on turn 6 of this game. So G2 also has tons of cycle to back this up and a threat. G2 looking pretty good in this game.
Honestly, even without the card draw in hand for G2, this is the kind of turn that can set up victory for you if you have Ragnaros. The extra minions for G2 are threatening not only Luminosity's life total, but future board presence. If this board presence is not taken care of, they get to dictate the percentages on Ragnaros a lot better.
Yep. That's incredibly true. All right, now Luminosity is going to go ahead and play the Finja. Now, Finja, even though his effect is incredibly powerful, if you don't get to make use of his effect and summon Murlocs out of your deck and you spend 5 mana in an entire turn, if this gets punished by Ragnaros, then this is going to be a huge blow for Luminosity. But let's go and listen to G2 and hear the thought process on this big turn.
Deal the damage.
Let's go, Rag.
That would be
It's also
really...
better against clear, right? It's better against clears to keep Aya.
Yeah, I think that is. Like the only way they do.
Game ones. All right, let's figure this out.
So,
Yeah, right.
yeah. Bottom right, buddy.
Maybe they play like Medivh and we could Harrison to Pyro EQ or something like that. Let's play Emperor, and next turn if he plays Medivh, we can Harrison into Pyro EQ.
Should we weapon the Aya so 4/4 comes out? Emperor's like harder.
Let's not give him Wind Fury as well.
Okay. Good talk, guys.
All right.
Alright, he plays Medivh here, we go Harrison, Pyro EQ. Easy game.
We've got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
What do we play into this?
Let's worry about that in a few minutes.
The curve is so disgusting. Did they keep Emperor?
Now we could trade Fandral Jade Idol if you wanted. It's way too much.
It's a bit too much, right?
Yeah, I think it's too much. Do we like to trade Aya into the Thorison or not?
I think yes, because we have no damage in hand also. They can have heals.
And then I just check.
It's good because they go into turn 8. Maybe we want to like do something against Tyrion. We definitely play something here.
You could play the Jade Spirit, it's not that big.
Yeah, I don't mind Jade Spirit here.
You want to play Jade Spirit?
Yeah, it's a 4/4 now, right? I mean.
And trade.
Yeah, and trade.
Basically, it does like 10 damage.
Yeah, Rag just sniped our Doctor Doom. Alright, let's concede.
Let's see, one more card in their deck.
The victory is
What's the plan?
All right, well, that was one of the quickest Murloc Paladin games we've seen in a while, and I think Life Coach is also quite confused as to how they won that quickly.
Yeah, well, it's not really much confusion. There's no equality on the other side of the board, and the Ragnaros came correct in this game, nails the Finja right off the bat, and that was just about all she wrote. I mean, you heard Luminosity talking about it. Bottom right, boys. Well, you know how you concede in Hearthstone? You click that little thing at the bottom right, and you click that concede. Now, for me, it's just escape, and I always know exactly where that button is. I'm very used to that.
To me, I just turn off my computer, and then when I want to play again, I turn it back on, re-log in, return on Hearthstone.
I just drop kick mine out the window.
Yeah, you and many others throughout the world playing ladder. But there's G2 with that win. They'll be staying on the Druid deck, and looking at the side of Luminosity, no more Paladin for them left to play, but now they get their choice, their top choice to go up against this Druid deck. Probably going to see some Shaman.
Well, there's been some talk around that Priest is actually a positive matchup against Druid. I think that when the Druid player is piloting at an excellent level, that that the Druid is favored. I've watched this match a lot, and the data from various meta reports around, it's a compilation of a lot of different data. The kind of guy who will play Jade Druid on ladder inherently, to me, says that they are not playing 100% to win. So that data, I think, a little bit misleading on that side, but still very close. It's a much closer matchup than I initially thought it was, at least.
Yeah, maybe they feel like they need to keep Shaman to play later on against a better counter matchup.
This is what we saw last week from Luminosity, is Shaman got thrown into the fray very early, and they had no way to fight against the opposing rogue. They're in a very similar situation here, and it's super important for G2 that they got to win with Druid. Druid's one of their least important decks in the lineup. It's weak to almost everything that Luminosity has to throw at it. We've been seeing them run Tempo Mage a lot. So, the Jade scaling versus Reno Mage, not necessarily a threat this week if we're going to continue to see them play that deck. I mean, they had 8 straight wins with Tempo Mage. I think it's hard for them to swap off of it at this point.
Yeah, and maybe that's why G2 decided to open up with Druid, because they realized that, Druid may not be the best deck against Luminosity's lineup if they keep bringing the same stuff every week. Let's try and get out there early, get out there before they can pick a counter deck into our Druid. Take a quick win, perhaps, and that's exactly what they did. So
looking good.
Yeah, I'd say G2 is definitely looking good in the series. Now it's only game 1. That was only game 1, so lots can happen, as we've seen in the Trinity Series in the previous weeks. Between comebacks and sweeps and crazy decks taking wins when you wouldn't expect it. So don't count Luminosity out just yet.
G2 been a very strong game 1 in their series so far.
Yeah,
and we saw it in week number 1. They swept with Murloc Paladin. The decks that are not the most powerful for them have been picking up a lot of wins, and that's important to their success. So it's going to be Priest that Luminosity is going to kick this one off with. And, this to me says so much about what they feel in this matchup, that Priest can actually just battle them and win the board.
Yeah.
My question here is, do they keep Shadow Word Pain? Fandrel's one of the scariest cards that you can face as a Priest. You have almost no way to kill it in early combat. If you see an early Fandrel, how do you win?
Ignore it. Hit him in the face.
That's a bold call, Cotton, because if your opponent has a Wrath or a Nourish, or even just a swipe to make sure that they protect it for a while, it usually spells trouble. I wouldn't be surprised if Luminosity held on to this Shadow Word Pain, given that they have Twilight Whelp and Netherspite Historian.
Well, throw it away. It looks like they're looking for a more proactive approach as opposed to a reactive approach. We did get some information from that mulligan from Luminosity, though, is they are running the Cabal Songstealer, which does increase their matchup against some of the decks in the field that they may have a poor matchup against. Very good against Arena Lock, because you can deal with the Twilight Drake.
Yeah, Twilight Drake, of course, a nightmare card for Priest. It also doesn't surprise me that Luminosity mulligan the way they did too. They're very much a team that wants their deck to be hitting stride as often as possible. And if that means that sometimes you're a little bit weaker in order to have stronger games sometimes, it's a good plan. Let's listen to Luminosity to hear what they think of this early game.
Do it.
I think Chalky is Mike's
He just got in.
messed up again.
Oh no, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, we can hear you now.
Couldn't hear you before.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't saying anything.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
I was still loading into the game.
All right, so I'm gonna play the 2-drop. Question is, do I trade?
So
Trading sort of sets up for future trading, is the gist of what it does. It doesn't play around Feral Rage or Swipe or anything.
Jade Druid.
Smorking sets up for the eventual 6-mana 9/9.
Actually, like...
So one advantage to trading is
His swipe gets
it's the same thing.
anything, yeah. I guess we just go face.
I think we
What's your instinct?
Go face.
Are you mocking me?
Because, like, the most likely thing he does is the 2-3, right? And then it...
Open question. So...
We can Wild Grove and Jade Idol. Like,
really.
You could swipe
what do we
Innervate
do
Hero
otherwise?
Power to full clear, but it's expensive.
No, you never full clear. And the single swipe, it's never the single swipe or what?
I mean, on a 2-4. Because, I mean, we still kind of on a ramp, or like, what do we plan with this Wild Growth?
White
We
Rose is
are already.
No. White Rose is fair. We also run a value-heavy version. I always do the White Rose. What about the Jade Idol? Do you think it's a good idea to do that? Yeah.
I mean, we gonna play it anyway. It's not that I think we are ever planning on shuffling yet.
No, we don't. But
Imagine we draw like a decent Elephant next turn, or even the 4-mana Spirit. We're just happy that we already have it going. It even makes the swipe better at turn 6 here. Because now he trades in and we are swipe hero powering maybe, if we draw and blank.
I'm just saying that it becomes addressed on board, but I can see playing it.
We should trade twice here.
I don't think so.
Going into an Emperor turn, in which case we want to trade twice because we want a damage on our 2/3 so that when he plays Emperor we can coin Blackwing Corruptor, or do you just still want a death?
I like the.
I like the Corruptor, so.
So then we double trade. And heal.
Maybe he plays Aya, or he plays 3/6. I mean, trading is fine. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Trading's probably better.
Well, G2's hand has a lot of ramp, and they picked up probably the perfect card.
Well, yes and no. Nourish definitely strong here because they're not facing down a ton of pressure, but you're heading into Luminosity's 4 with a coin in it, which means that they get to power out back-to-back 5-drops. If G2 cannot find something to swing this board, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. And those are 3 very strong minions, but they needed a minion this turn. Luminosity planning to use Blackwing Corruptor and Shadow or Death to start swinging this, and now they're starting to crank out some damage. So if G2 does not draw away to swing, they are in trouble.
Yeah, Luminosity most likely going to go ahead and play Draconid Operative this turn, which is a huge body on the board, 5/6, and it also gives them potentially some more gas.
Yep.
Removal spells, minions. Jade decks don't usually have too much stuff that they can use,
Mulch.
but
Mulch would be pretty sick.
Azure Drake is just another dragon.
Yeah, I think in this situation they're probably just taking the Azure Drake. It fits the rest of their build. They have Shadow or Death. Everything lines up. When you were listening to the team's talk as well, something I really liked was the intense macro focus that Luminosity was putting out there and making sure they're cutting every single edge they can. Let's listen to G2 as they're facing us with this tough board.
What do you want to play? You want to play the Behemoth?
Yeah, I'm thinking of the Green Elephant. Is there anything better with this turn? I mean...
Azure Drake Innovate swipe on the 2/4 is not good, right?
It
Not
forces them to
bad.
heal if they want to trade.
Yeah, but they can
Because
also...
they don't have a free drop, right?
Do you like the Azure Drake here?
No. No. I think we just play the Behemoth, right?
It's a 3/3, right? So if they Corruptor it, they still have to overtrade, and then we have the swipe that kills the 5/6 in case they have Corruptor.
I can just not see the swipe doing
No,
much
no, no.
better.
But if we Bearmot here, then if they have the Corruptor, we are fine. Then we have almost a full clear of swipe next turn, where there's only a 2/2 left.
I don't mind the Behemoth.
No.
It's also already 6.
Look at their mana crystals, man. They're with 5 mana crystals.
I think it's fine, yeah. I mean, we are deploying 6/9 stats on the board. Someone with Taunt, that's like 4, 5, 6, 7 mana equivalent. And they have like 5 mana and so answer or 7 mana equivalent. It's really good. Yeah, sure.
Swipe. We know he has Innervate, so Drake Innervate swipe
We
is
know
a
he's-
possibility.
We know he's not as likely to have Azure Drake because we just saw it in the Discover.
Yeah, and he didn't play Drake on 5.
This is his rag turn, so we should value trade, right?
Yeah, we should value
That's a
trade.
thought, but we're also kind of happy if he rags.
It's really bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
It's really bad if he Drake Innervate swipes us.
It's like a very weak rag.
Do we
Well,
get
if he
one-
rags, yeah, we Death Technician. Okay, so we'll we won't value trade then. We'll play around the Drake swipe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wield the power.
And make it trade that way. We can also wait a turn, and then we have the possibility of Ezra Drake, Swipe, and Rev combined. Or do we ever want to Rev here?
What would you like to do? Just Shade Spirit or what?
What to do?
If you Jade Spirit, don't you also want to Wrath? It's pretty good Wrath.
And and you say it's never swipe or what? Is it right? Nah, that doesn't align. Jade Spirit, what Ras? But then we also don't align. Jade Spirit swipe. What about that? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, that's a possibility. I still think I was also seeing that play. Because we still have Ezra Drake Rev on for 2, I don't think it's too bad.
Yeah, so I swipe the 5/4, yeah?
Yeah, the 5/4. I think it's okay, right? Yeah, we have Ezra Drake here.
B.
You can tell by these guys' communication that they have, pretty different focuses as far as their team communication goes.
Yeah, G2 very much macro-focused this game. They have to look at the big picture because they're playing from behind. What sequence do they need to get back into the game? And for Luminosity, with the tools they have, it's about how do we stay ahead. Every single turn, they have discussed combat, little tiny combat things that make a big difference, and just trying to set a big turn. You heard Chalky say it. If they play Ragnaros, we're happy about that. 2 copies of Shadow Word Death to destroy it. So Luminosity, it's all about finding the most awkward turn for their opponent.
Yeah, and they've found some awkward turns, but G2 is 2 mana ahead, and we're still far away from the turns where Luminosity is going to reach that 10 mana point. They really are struggling to use all their mana, and they really are struggling to find ways to use those Shadow Word Deaths, and it's not looking like it's going to come anytime soon. G2, there are only 5/5s that they're going to play for the next few turns, unless they draw one, would be Jades.
That is a huge draw right now, TJ.
Yikes. That is a full clear with Innervate.
Well, they can just clear it with the Jade Spirit. I don't even think they want to use the Innervate right now. That helps protect gadgets and auctioneer value down the road as well.
Yeah, I suppose. Innervate is actually incredibly important to their long-term game plan.
Priest doesn't have a natural point of damage to deal either, so that 2/1 is sticking to the board. Luminosity's in a lot of trouble now.
Yeah, but let's go and listen into Luminosity and see how they're going to handle their board being swept.
Huh.
We have to get the pressure on with Rag.
Well,
Just remove.
So we know they don't have Rag. That's important to note. So we're not deathing a Rag next turn. So we don't get a death turn next turn.
well, they can Jade, they could 5/10, they could Emperor.
We doubt they have 5/10s. They could
Yeah.
make a Jade though, yeah.
I think it's... Well, if we Wrath and we draw our own Rag, it's better. Or like the 9/9 maybe?
Yeah, of course, but...
You want the Rag?
I kind of want the Rag.
I want a Rag and Powered Shield my guy.
I think we want the Rag.
I don't play a girl, do I? Maybe?
I think you do.
I think you do.
But I shield the 5/6.
Yeah.
Just play a girl, sure.
If the last card's Innervate,
Oh, we've got a full house.
Ooh. Do we want a Fendrel Feral Ref or something?
No, but you don't Feral Virus. Also,
If you go Fendrel with Ref, you can clear with Feral Rage.
I can clear with Wrath. I can go Azidrake, Fendrel, Innervate, Wrath, and then I can clear it without using the Feral Rage. Do you see that?
Yeah, you like that more than using the Feral Rage here? I can see Azidrake being...
We don't need armor, right? We don't need the armor ever again. I would just Azidrake, keep the Feral Rage.
Yeah, it's better. It's better. Yeah, it's better. So so good, yeah. Holy shit. Holy
It's
shit.
insane.
Time waits for no one.
Didn't draw. We did draw.
Oh, I played right into our Ragnaros.
Not really.
Right into it, Slay.
No, I mean, we're doing it, right? Like,
Yeah, we have one play here.
You can take
Yep.
the honors.
Anything
be a
but
good
face.
boy. I mean, we're down 0-2.
Auctioneer, Innovate, yeah?
Go Auctioneer here, yeah. Feral
Yeah.
Rage.
We have Mulch in the deck, it's not a problem. There it is. I do Mulch. I do
You
Mulch
have how
first.
much mana? Yeah, you can mulch first.
Okay, and then I also do the Feral Rage.
Yeah, just do it. It's nice. You get an extra draw. I mean, we get 4 damage, 8 armor, and a draw.
I don't complain.
I don't either.
Auctioning is also 4/4. They cannot.
Yeah, it's a plan. They can probably not even handle that guy. I mean, Dragonfire Potion is now killing the 2 dudes, but whatever, we can just refill, and I would just do so. We have Jades until 10-10, so we have another Jade army going on. Aya is still in the deck.
Oh, the wreck came from our deck, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but we just won the game, so...
Nice. This is looking quite brutal for Luminosity.
Back-to-back huge pickups for G2. First, they get the second copy of Swipe, clear out the board. Then they pick up Fandral, and that Innervate that they saved unlocked the Wrath for 6 to draw a card.
Yeah, I mean, look at the sequence of draws after the G2 had ramped up earlier on. Their hands empty after they had ramped. Nourish.
Druid's about faith.
Yeah.
Druid's a very inherently greedy deck. If you can get past the early stages without having a ton of pressure on you, your average draw is just nuts. Everything in your deck's just very valuable. But that's the reason that pressure hurts that deck. They have very few cards dedicated to keeping the early board.
Yeah, now that G2 is continuing their run on the Druid, Luminosity has to go back to the drawing board and try and find something else. I mean, I think it's got to be Shaman here. They tried to counter it with the Priest and save their Shaman for later on in the matchup, but they can't let this Druid get too many more wins.
Yeah, the Priest here, not a big loss, I would say, for Luminosity. I think that it really only has one other good matchup versus what G2 has, but the big deal is that Shaman looks like it needs to go into the fray. There's a chance that they just run the Druid Mirror match, but we heard Firebat a couple weeks ago mention that he just simply wanted to bait out the anti-control decks from their opponent and then close the series with a control deck, which is exactly what they did. If Luminosity is forced to use their Druid here, they may not have a deck that can close against a control deck.
Yeah, so I'd imagine it's going to be Shaman, but we'll have to see. Maybe Luminosity has some more tricks up their sleeve. As we talked about last week, and of course the week before when they actually brought it out, Tempo Mage has been in the Luminosity arsenal since week number 2. So maybe they'll throw that out there instead. That has the potential to get off to a crazy start against Druid as well. And maybe they still really feel like they need to save that Shaman for the Rogue, which is going to come later on. I believe the Rogue was left up for G2. It was Warrior and Shaman that were banned away.
Right, and Tempo Mage has been Luminosity's not-so-secret weapon. It does have the potential to outright sweep G2, I think, but you do need to get fortunate. Tempo Mage is a deck that can suffer from some inconsistent draws. It's why it's the number 3 aggro deck of choice right now, typically behind Shaman and Warrior. So if Shaman gets thrown into the fray right here and it ends up getting taken down before the Rogue comes into play, Tempo Mage is about their last answer.
Yeah, but the Shaman does have an incredible matchup against the Druid.
Yes.
It's one of the most polarized matchups in Hearthstone at the moment. Most aggro decks against Druid seems to be that just that case, but
to stomp right now.
G2 seems to be on fire in these matchups. I mean, you could hear Tice at the end of that last match when they drew Auctioneer, Innervate, Mulch into Feral Rage. He's like, I think you just go ahead and play the Feral Rage. Gain 8 armor, deal 4 damage, and draw a card.
Yeah.
For 3 mana.
The draw card is the big part of that one. But something that I've really liked about Tice is that he's speaking up a lot in this week. You can tell that he really wants to win after their loss to Cloud9 last week. Normally we hear him just kind of voice his opinion, and he's usually a pretty soft-spoken guy, but this week he seems to be the one leading G2.
Yeah, And that's a little bit different than what we normally see, which is usually life coaches somewhat of a leader in their chats. So let's go ahead and jump into game number 3. It is going to be the Tempo Mage from Luminosity. We'll see if they can get it done, because this is a risky pick, these last 2 matches, foregoing an incredibly favorable matchup with Shaman to try and save that for a matchup later on in the series. Yep. Let's see if they can get it done.
Frozen, I feel like he's in a different location every single week.
And a different boldly colored shirt as well.
Last week, his location actually had them suffer some missed plays in their game. The communication, he wasn't used to the server response time that was taking place. And so as they neared the end of the rope, they just missed playing cards in an attack. And while I don't think it changes the outcome of the game, that's something they do need to be mindful of while Frozen is playing, is that they may need to make their decision a little bit quicker than normal.
I think he's at home now, though.
Yeah, that's the case. I still wouldn't trust it.
That's where he usually streams from.
Look, strike 1, you're out.
That's what I always say.
Baseball would be a lot quicker if that was the case.
It'd be a lot more exciting. It'd be like playing Hearthstone with Nazdormu on the field.
Swing every single time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please, Nazdormu brawl. Permanent rule. G2 once again with a Jade Idol start. They have had Jade Idol on turn 1 all 3 games thus far.
Yeah, Jade Idol into Jade Blossom now. So they've got some ramp. Also have Emperor Thorsan to follow that up. So looking pretty good.
Yep. This is an interesting sight for G2 as well when they see the Blood Mage come down here. They can probably rule out Arcane Blast. Let's listen to him as they pick up an Innervate for this turn.
Innervate,
this Innervate draw is so good.
It's pretty.
What are you?
I really practice Druid a lot.
But yeah, we trade this, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, sure.
You always shoot against Tempo Mage.
That's dead golem, and we're all ramping. Oh, which one?
They might not even be able to kill the Emperor. It's kind of hard unless they have Fireball.
Yeah, we play Emperor. We play Emperor into Jade Behemoth. That's pretty.
Yeah, because it fits the curve better.
We can play Emperor into Jade Behemoth into Ragnaros, guys.
No, we cannot play it into Rag, right?
Yes, we can.
No.
With double.
No.
Oh, with double cost reduction, yeah.
Oh,
I just get us double ticks, guys. The double ticks. They have.
Do they play Acolytes? What do they play on 3 normally? Flamewaker?
Flamewaker is their only free drop, usually.
Oh, let's draw!
Nice, yeah, drawing. Whoa.
Now we force them into fireballing Emperor.
Let's draw!
Yeah, innovate Emperor always.
Yeah, we wanna be on board. So they have to fireball it. All their mana has to go into this.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa.
And there we go.
Oh, cute. He's sick. This is.
Well, this is a fun match, guys. This is a really fun match.
Yeah.
It's like a horror.
Happening.
It's 3 games to go. Jade Idol on 1, Ramp on 2, and then they innervate. Like, okay. Okay. I guess we'll just brick while they high roll.
Alright, what do we...
It's Waker Images. That's our only player.
Yeah.
So what are our, like, how bad is what is their hand that we can win this game, right?
Innervate. Wild Growth.
Good talk.
We lost.
Yeah.
No, we've got a win condition in our deck.
We still want to try and win games in this series.
Yes.
It's not this game.
No.
Let's wait a little maybe, but to not give too much information that we don't have to swipe or something.
It's usually bad when they have Flamewaker on board. Like, it's very likely they will kill the board.
Yeah, but they don't have coin.
Then we just rag and it's still okay.
No,
They will have fireball it. They might have
Yeah, yeah. I don't.
have water elemental. Let's go.
Water elemental plus this 3, and this is good. This is good that they already played image. This is good. Yeah, and now the Emperor. Boom! By the power of 6 mana Ragnaros, guys, and he's coming for sure.
We just play him next turn on curve. What do they do here?
Brother, we also have 9, 13. I mean, we have 14 resistance on board. It's not that it's easily to be killed. I mean,
Not
And now
easily, but
Flame
like blast. Oh,
Wow.
Wow, indeed. At least they got the Emperor.
Yeah, well, the damage has already been done as far as Emperor is concerned. This is a 6-mana Ragnaros for G2, and you heard the sentiments from Luminosity, but the spirits remain high. And to me, that's the important part here. They're focusing on the positives. Slice said it, we still need to win games this series.
Yeah, I mean, game score really does matter, especially from Luminosity, which if they were to lose this matchup, then they would be 2-2 on the season. So they would be right in that middle of the pack area, which is where the game score matters the most, because that's where the tiebreakers occur. Currently, Luminosity has a pretty good game score for their record. They're 2-1, and in their only loss, they won 5 games. So they have 17 out of a total possible 18 games won. So they want to make sure that even if they think that they're going to lose this match, that they get as many game wins as possible. So it's worth to try all the way to the very bitter end.
Yeah. For G2, it's just been all celebration, and rightfully so. This is a matchup they are not supposed to win, and they are primed to be closing this one fairly soon. They're thinking about taking out this Flamewaker, but Ragnaros is just too appealing.
Yeah, a 6-mana Ragnaros.
They couldn't handle the Emperor for 3 turns. How on earth did they deal with the Ragnaros?
Well, the Flamewaker was left alive. The unfortunate thing for Luminosity is that the only spell they have, the single spell in their hand, is a Firelance Portal, which they can't even use until next turn.
Yeah, this is a hope situation for Luminosity. They can get back into this game, but G2 would have to draw dead. Let's listen in as they pick up second Wild Growth.
Freaking Emperor into a wreck, guys.
okay.
Okay. So, how do we play it?
I think we Jade Spirit, Telnos Hero Power, and maybe play the 0-mana Wild Growth.
And to hero power and play the 0-mana Wild Growth, yeah?
I think we play the 0-mana, so we can cycle the other Wild Growth 1 turn early if we need to.
Wait, you want to play the Jade Spirit? Is it confirmed? Flame Strike and such.
You wanna?
If you play the Jade Spirit, we want to trade something, right? If you play the Jade Spirit, we trade both guys into the Flamewaker. No, we trade one guy. Okay.
Hero Power.
Yeah. So we do this. We trade
I
the skeleton.
3-2. Maybe the 3-2.
3-3 is probably better. If you force them to ping, it's okay, right?
I play the Wild Growth.
And just snipe the Emperor.
Yeah, but face it.
At 6!
Well, now we have no shot. Good job, guys.
Well,
Yeah,
wait.
that's on us. All right, play 3 things, right?
Yeah, play the more expensive one.
What? Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, so, what can we hit off this? Earth Elemental?
Yeah.
I need to kill the 4/4, I guess, whatever.
Kill the
Are we hit
4/4.
an AoE? Is there an AoE?
There's
Abomination?
You still hit the 4/4 in that
Good
case.
talk.
Alright, Earth Ellie.
Are you dead on board? Boom.
Well, I mean,
That's a good answer to Reg.
come on, BGA.
Might already have lethal on board, by the way.
You can put them on a 50-50. You either win the game or clear the board if nothing is drawn.
So what? I sacrifice Blood Mage.
Blood Mage into 3-2, I guess, because we want a hero power that maybe. And
Yeah,
we cannot make better trades there.
Holy crap. So I use the Jade Idol for 5/5, yeah?
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
we hero power there. We make 1 trade at least, and then we can consider if you wanna kill the full board or you wanna go 50-50 lethal.
No, just to go 2-3 into BGH and 3-2 and 3-1 face, right?
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, you could
Yeah.
trade them on arm, but it doesn't matter.
Wait, let me see. If we come into 3... No, I would trade the mana burn.
Yeah, it's also safer, I guess. You win next turn anyways.
Yeah, I think so.
We don't need the 50-50.
No, I definitely don't think you need.
They have no...
Yeah, the end of this game here, the debate for G2 is simply Life Coach wanting to secure the 8 damage, so that swipe and such is a direct out to close the game. If they're left at 11, maybe they could pull off some shenanigans. So
Yeah.
I think I am in agreement here with him guaranteeing the 8 damage.
Yeah, well, they've left to 8 because the 3 damage go face, but still,
Yeah, sorry,
same
at 8
outs,
life.
same outs include. But I mean, this is very one-sided. This is sort of reminiscent to in week number 1 when G2 was able to 6-0 alliance with Murloc Paladin. This time it's against Luminosity. This time it's Druid.
The thing about it is the draws here are making such a big impact. You heard Zalay lamenting the way the panouts have been. Honestly, I understand their frustration in this spot, but I think this is the first time that we've actually heard frustration from Luminosity in a true form.
Yeah, they shake it off well, though.
Yes.
You know, even though they seem to be a little bit frustrated, they're still joking around, you know, saying, what can you do to win this game? What could their hand be for us to win? And you hear Frozen go, well, wild growth, innervate, and then
Good
they
talk,
laugh
guys.
and say, good talk, guys, we lose. But, you know, now I think that they don't really have much to lose in this case. I think strategy is sort of out the window. I think they have to throw out some good decks and start just trying to win matchups. They're going to have to win a bunch of unfavorables at this stage. And, you know, what's kind of cool about this matchup is when going into it, G2, sort of, you know, one of the favorites in the tournament. Their record so far indicated that as well. One of the favorites from Europe coming in. Luminosity was sort of like NA's hope. They were sort of North America's hope coming into this tournament with seemingly some of the superstar players from North America all on the same team, as we saw picked up last year. So this is sort of a Europe versus North America battle for these guys. So the pressure's on.
It definitely is that battle. G2, I think, was the favorite coming into the tournament. Alliance, I think, would have been the contender for that spot. But as far as the Americas are concerned, that's Luminosity. They had Frozen on the team, who was top 8. They had Muzzy on the team, who was top 8. Chalky, been a consistent performer for years. Zalay, after 2014, when he stepped into the scene, been a fantastic performer himself. They're not succeeding in this matchup. And again, a lot of that comes down to the luck that's happening here. But when you have a standard playstyle against G2, that seems to be where they've been finding their most success. Now, be that in draws, be that in the way that the game approach is, that's going to take a lot of games to figure out. But so far, G2 has been performing better against teams that play a little bit more standard.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what we've been seeing here. So is it time to bring out the Shaman?
I think they got to pick up some wins in this match. Yeah. You mentioned the tiebreakers are the most important in the middle, and their chances to actually win this match are not looking nearly as bright. If it's going to happen, I think the Shaman's going to have to do some heavy lifting here. That is still a deck that can beat anything that's out there if it draws well enough, and it very often draws well enough. So if they can put together some hands, as G2's been with Druid, we still got a series. And
we do have some pretty, you know, strong Shaman players on the side of Luminosity.
Namely all of them.
Yeah. Chalky was dubbed the aggro king for a long time. You know, one of the original creators of the super aggressive face hunter deck a long time ago. That's one of the decks that he actually used in the tournament that him and Zalay sort of had somewhat of a breakout in ESL Legendary Series, where Chalky took second, Zalay took fourth, I believe, or third, fourth. So these guys have been playing aggro decks for as long as aggro decks have existed. So if it is an aggro shaman, which it looks to be, based on the Earth Shock in the deck, admirable.
I think this is meant as a nod for last week when they lost to Doomsayers so very handedly. Talking about the aggro, though, a lot of aggro play comes down to micro decision making. Mm-hmm. The way that you sequence your powerful early game cards makes the difference between winning and losing the game a lot of times. We've heard Luminosity in their priest game be very micro-focused, and that's where the strength of Luminosity lies. Picking the best decks and then making the best decisions possible with all the tools they have in the early game. Sure, aggro decks are very forgiving. They're very powerful decks. But when both of you have good hands, the player who's dictating their resources more properly is the player with the advantage.
All right, well, we'll see if Luminosity can do just that. Urshock, not as valuable in this matchup, I'd say.
This is a definite pitch away, but the Tunnel Trog, Totem Golem, Flame Tongue, Snap Keep, those are 3 fantastic cards against Druid.
And a Jade Claws to back it up.
This is some heat.
Just missing a Pirate.
Hey, gave number 4 with turn 1 Jade Idol. Not quite as powerful, versus Shaman, but let's listen to Luminosity with their wealth of options.
Maybe we coin the Finley here because we go double 1 into 2 into 2.
Let's start with Finley, I guess.
Yeah.
Matter, but
Druid Hero powers the nuts. We have double Doomhammer. I don't know if it's the nuts.
How many cards did they keep?
They kept 1, the far left. So I'm going to take Steady Shot here.
Okay.
sure, I trust you.
Well,
I can't
I mean,
see the option.
okay, the other options are Reinforce and Armor Up.
Okay, I trust you. I trust you, Delay.
That's good. That's good.
Do you think they're playing Living Roots?
We haven't.
If Dalnos.
They gotta play one, right?
We can consider attacking both minions into the truck.
Yeah, I like it.
I
Both
like
minions, meaning the 1/1 and the hero minion.
Yeah, I mean the hero power, yeah. But we have to ramp in this matchup. Like, we just have to ramp and hope we draw in a strong enough curve.
No, I like it. Yeah, of course. I mean, our hand is expensive as crap. I mean, sure, we go like this. We ramp even into 6, so yeah. We just pray. They usually have.
It's okay. Like they might blank next turn.
So I go Innovate Nourish. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to ramp here.
Yeah.
Ramp.
Card they kept was Vate.
Imagine that.
Okay.
Flame tongue. Oh, maybe that changes it.
Okay, so the argument for Flame Tongue is that they want to play a minion on 6.
Yeah.
And
The argument against Flame Tongue is that we're only getting 4 damage out of it and they're going to kill it.
That's a lot of damage.
Oh.
They can't.
It always gets 4. The thing is it disrupts their turn, right? That's what it does.
Yeah, unless they have Fandral Wrath, they have no clean answer. And Feral Rage is like really bad because
We're gonna
it's hard to pair.
We still have patches in our deck. That's an argument for holding Flame Tongue.
No. Just play the Flame Tongue.
Our curve is going to be offset of playing Drake on 5, but that's not.
So you want to play the weapon? If we play the weapon and they swipe, we lose.
What to
If we play the Flame Tongue and they swipe, we're fine.
I think the
Really?
Flame Tongue. I
Yes.
like it.
Yes, because why are they gonna swipe if we play the Flame Tongue? They're gonna swipe the Golem, right? And then we still push like a billion. We still have the Flame Tongue up. If we play the weapon and he swipes the 3/4, we lose the game.
There's that micro discussion again.
They're the best. Those guys are just so good at it.
They also have trust.
Yeah. Lot of trust.
Lot of trust.
You heard Chalky trust delay. Do you take Steady Shot, Reinforce, or Armor Up? Do you want to deal 2 damage a turn, or make 1/1s, or gain 2 life?
Actually, it was blind trust because they couldn't see the options at
Right.
first. And Zalae's just like, I'll take Steady Shot. Chalky knows that if Steady Shot's an option, you usually take it. Life Tab sometimes, but Steady Shot, especially in this deck, since now we found out that they play double Doomhammer, double Rockbiter, Earthshock. This is an old school aggro shaman.
Yeah, the Earthshock makes actually a lot of sense when you hear double Doomhammer in the build. This is meant to be pure form aggro. They're banning the other 2 aggressive-oriented decks from G2. It makes a lot of sense to change the Druid build and simply go on the Assault.
Mm-hmm.
Doomhammer's a tough card to deal with, and they're running Spirit Claws and Jade Claws alongside of it, so the potential for Doomhammer to get oozed is so much lower because those weapons will be priority on those.
And nobody expects Doomhammer.
It's like the Spanish Inquisition.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and listen into G2 and see if their spirits are low now that they're getting jammed to the face.
If we get Innervate or Swipe here. Innervate or Swipe.
So I do the dragon, I guess.
As a drag, right?
Into Wrath.
Okay, we cannot even get much ref, I guess. Okay. We take 8, 9, 11,
I think we're dead on board.
Yeah, we're dead on board, right? Dead
even
to their
if we
hero
had the
power.
one-
We're dead to their hero power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What to do?
We have lethal on board.
Good talk. Alright, clearly Zalay is the true master.
I'm the chosen one.
The Iwana game. Heard of.
All right, let's beat that Reno mage.
Well, they know what's coming, I suppose.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons that Doomhammer is in that list, I imagine, too. If you're able to get a Doomhammer out leading into your opponent's Reno Jackson turn, Rockbiter will follow up with minimum 10 damage afterwards. So if there's board presence, that's a way to close. It looks like their build is teched to win that Reno Mage mirror, or that Reno Mage matchup, and then take advantage afterwards.
I feel like this matchup's also probably better against Rogue.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
could think of being better against Rogue as Aggro Shaman, wasn't really necessary, but it definitely could be. So
Urshot can eliminate those big Edwin turns early on.
Tomb Pillager deny the coin, but we're going to see if Luminosity can continue winning and bring themselves back in the series. We're going to go to a break. Don't go anywhere. More Trinity Series right after this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hearthstone Trinity Series presented by ESL and Twitch. We're in the series right now between G2 and Luminosity. Currently, G2 has a 3-1 lead. Admirable. Can Luminosity bring it back with this Aggro Shaman?
A lot of it's going to depend on whether or not they get the right early game panouts. We heard them mention there was Doomhammer in the build, and we saw an Earthshock there as well. So a few tech choices that don't help their early game. And if there's Rockbiter and Doomhammer and Earthshock, what did they cut from the build to make room for that?
I don't know. Lightning bolts?
No.
Lava bursts?
No.
Patches?
No. Thinking maybe Maelstrom Portal, Flame Wreath Faceless.
Maybe, yeah. Well, there's Lava Burst, there's Southsea Deckhand, there's Feral Spirits.
I mean, do you need Maelstrom Portal if you're banning Warrior and Shaman? Makes a lot less sense in that situation.
That's true. That's very true. All right, well, This is the matchup that Luminosity expected, but Admirable predicted that this may be some tech choices that they have made to try and counter these Reno decks, that they can beat these Reno decks even after they Reno, which could be a possibility. It's unheard of. If somebody walked up to me on the street and said, hey man, I'm selling a way for you to beat Reno decks after they Reno, I'd be like, no. I think it was a scam. It's a pyramid scheme.
That can't be. That's impossible.
But Luminosity has done it.
Wow. Great opening hand for Luminosity as well. Trog, Southsea deckhand into Totem Golem. And the tech cards for G2 always seem to make a difference. Water Elemental can be very heavy hitting if Doomhammer is what Luminosity needs to rely on. And the second-rate Bruiser joining the hand early on means that this Tunnel Trog Southsea deckhand start could get stuffed.
Yeah, 3 mana, 4/5 with Taunt. Turns out it's pretty good against Shaman.
How good is a 3 mana 4/5 with Taunt? Let's listen to Luminosity and find out if it's pretty good.
Because Feral is really annoying for them to deal with.
Yeah, we just lead with Tunnel Trog and we don't coin deckhand.
Yeah. We coin deckhand, we can deal with Doomsayer.
Yeah, but it's not worth setting
It plays into pink so hard.
Plays into ping and upsets our curve.
What do we do now? Now we kind of want to wait, right, with it telling us. Do we?
There will be a Totem Golem, and what you're saying is we can play turn 3 Blood Mage into Arcane.
I just see Blood Mage telling us Blast on, also even on next turn, but...
If they only play Pirates, they will always trade so that we cannot play the second-rate Bruiser. No, they will play 2 minions and then we can second-rate Bruiser.
I mean, we will either they Totem Golem and we can Telnos Blast, or they play 2 minions next turn, right? And then we...
I like to ping it, yeah?
Yeah, I like to ping it also. We have the Bruiser for next turn.
They most likely won't even play the Golem because they probably have the 7/7.
This makes Golem slightly better. Because it plays
You're thinking
around,
Volcanic Potion?
Yeah, Volcanic a little bit better. So what does this ping mean besides Volcanic?
It doesn't mean anything. It means literally, it means they don't have Doomsayer.
It means they don't have
Or
playable
Frostbolt.
cards. Maybe they were thinking about Ooze. That's it. Like,
Maybe Golem into Coin Feral is better because if we Coin Feral, he can Torch, right? Then, yeah.
he's gonna
Similar.
torch our Trog either way.
So if we go Coin Feral, he can play the Volcanic, and is that
We
slightly
get
better?
value from the South Sea later if we don't coin Feral now.
Yeah, we have a lot of weapons, right? So I like Golem now.
I do
Given
too.
this play. If he went like Frostbolt, yeah, you're right. Like this is just better. Unless we drew a 1-drop, like a real 1-drop here.
Yeah.
The micro focus continues. And boy, has it been on point.
Yeah, G2, though, rewarded for holding on to that Arcane Blast in the previous turn, or the Blood Mage, I suppose, in the previous turn, getting a clean kill. And it seems like their G2's plan is playing out quite nicely. Luminosity now faced with a tough option. They coin Feral Spirits that completely opens up the second-rate Bruiser being played for G2. I suppose that gives Luminosity a free turn, but they'll also be overloaded. They have to use the coin to bring out these Feral Spirits, so tough situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure the overload is too big a concern for them right now. The only real play they have afterwards is Jade Lightning. They may miss the hero power alongside Finley. But pushing 4 damage with this Tunnel Trog, that means that 1-drop is now dealt 6 damage and is threatening more. So
yeah.
G2 has got their work cut out for them if they don't have Volcanic Potion here. Let's listen in to see how they want to handle the turn.
We are blanking a little bit. Okay, so what are the options? Do we ever sacrifice a Blood Mage? I don't really see it. If you sacrifice a Blood Mage, we can get a potion, but the potion is not even mana effective. We can play the second-rate Bruiser, but mana effective would be Water Elemental. Water Elemental is also addressing everything on the board.
I think we can play Water Elemental here. I think it's fine.
Yeah, I like it too.
Like the flame totem can come out, but it's not doing too much besides for extra damage. Then they have 8, 12. Then we go to 12. Yeah, I think we have to water alley here. Then we taunt.
We cannot draw real. I mean,
We cannot draw anything from Telnos here. What is?
yeah, the potion would be okay, but the potion would have been okay. The bruiser would also block the flame tongue totem turn. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's good to save the patches with the flame tongue, right? But like,
Or we
Well,
could just
I think the
let
flame tongue's
board-
good between the dogs right now.
the flame tongue, yeah, that's my instinct is right
Like he
now.
probably doesn't have spot removal. I think he would have killed the Trog very often.
Yeah, I like the flame tongue now. Is there
We just
any
go
way
all
we
face.
lethal next turn? We take him to 12? Yeah, I mean, we have realistic lethals. With patches plus flame tongue plus lightning.
Okay.
Yeah, I like flame tongue the dog's face.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not very proficient at shaman, so
I mean,
Well,
I'll let
this
you
is what
guys
his face
take
looks.
over.
That's the thing we're hitting.
Okay, let's just not die this turn.
Yeah, but Reno, I mean, he comes better if you're still on board.
So we sacrifice Telnos.
Great. What is?
Do we sacrifice Telnos here first into like the 4-3 in the middle?
You like that or not?
Yeah, we can draw Volcanic Potion and then with a ping it's jackpot.
Okay, let's do. So the bruiser is not. Maybe we die if you do the bruiser, yeah.
How can we die? If we
If
trade
you-
Water Elemental.
okay, we always do the trade, yeah. Can I do the
Yeah,
trade?
the trade.
Lava burst or what? 6,
Lava
10?
Burst is 10 damage. They only have.
Pirates too, I think.
Yeah, we can. I would like to play the ice block. Agreed or not?
I'm not sure, but it's okay, I guess.
I really don't want to die here. I ping the wolf or which one? Which one? Trog. I ping the Trog. Yeah.
Do truck.
Okay. What I'm saying is we can just die here to lava burst and anything.
Yeah.
You know that we can just die. The lava burst.
They have
and-
5. I thought they had like maybe. Somehow I was like still thinking they might have only 3 mana available here.
No, they have 5. And
Yeah.
yeah, if you
we
don't.
can kill them, right?
Okay. Just go for it.
Wait. We have 9. We have 17. So yeah, we can't kill them. So we need to remove the water lily, which we're probably going to do with our patches, and we need to proc them. So I say we're going to proc them at 4, and we're going to
Okay.
trade in our patches, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Or we could.
We should use the lightning. We should use the lightning to proc, right?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. We're gonna lightning them to proc, and we're gonna patches into the water alley, and that should
All right, so
set
do
us up
this.
best for Reno.
Yeah.
Yeah, and place.
Oh, wait.
No, this is correct.
Sorry.
Because they have to Reno, and then we get good positioning.
All right.
Well, Luminosity's setting up as best they can for the post-Reno kill.
Flame Tongue has brought a beating this game to G2. What a timely pickup for them. You heard Chalky say it forces the Reno here. And they have 13 on board with the swing. You heard this was Life Coach's concern. Reno's a lot better if you're on board.
Yeah, and G2 still doesn't have some type of board sweep here. They do have some stabilization tools with Sekirane Bruiser, Forgotten Torch, a spot removal. But if Luminosity is able to pick up an aggressive hero power here...
Shapeshift is good,
Yeah.
though. I mean, they have Doomhammer in the build.
Yeah.
And right now, that's just providing an extra point of damage. So the question here is, do you want the Shapeshift to provide the extra from when Doomhammer comes? I mean, you have 2 Rockbiters. Pretty hard to lose if you draw Doomhammer. Or do you want the Fire Blast to maybe direct past a potential taunt at some point? I don't think it matters too much in this situation. I would tend to go to Shapeshift. You know, there's a chance the extra armor could make a difference at some stage.
Yeah. Ping has a lot more utility, though, is the thing. I don't know. That's actually a tough choice.
I think I'd go with Shapeshift.
Luminosity goes with Ping.
Yep. which isn't surprising. I mean, I think that what the ping potentially offers is big. They're actually going to clear. That makes sense why they took the ping then.
I'm actually surprised that they didn't decide to go with the totem first. Maybe they were hoping to be able to pick up something with life tap, but it could have provided them with a spell power totem that could have been crucial, or a healing totem to protect the totem shot from ping. They had like multiple great options.
Yes.
And man, spot removal being picked up for G2 is actually pretty good in this situation, because
Very good.
they just need to stabilize against burst damage. But they don't have Reno. They don't have Ice Block. Those two options for them are gone. So really their only other defensive option that can save them in a pinch would be Alex Strasser.
Yeah. Ice Barrier, maybe.
Ice Barrier, maybe, yeah.
This turn is so good, though. Second Rate Bruiser, take out the Flame Tongue, kill a Tunnel Trog. Let's listen to Luminosity as they face this turn.
Well, with this being his hand, clearing the arena worked out okay. If he had AoE, it was kind of a disaster to clear.
Just have a 4/6. And, oh, nice.
Nice.
Good job, team.
Oh.
Oh, we're good. Good. Wow, even Reno Mage with Reno can't defeat the might that is Shaman. Blizzard,
Reno and
when will you
block.
intervene?
The thing is, even if they somehow AoE this into Alex, Doomhammer is just lethal.
Yep.
We have to torch the and we have to polymorph. Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I will.
It's like
Yeah, you have to torch the and polymorph. Yeah.
G2 for not banning Shaman.
That's nice. All right, 4, 6, 12.
Yeah, just kill him. Good work, team. Using the most powerful class in the game, we have managed to nab 2 game wins.
And a quest.
It all goes uphill from here, though, as well.
You mean downhill?
Downhill, it's just getting easier.
Yeah.
Apparently Frozen thinks going uphill is easier than going downhill. Oh well.
That just makes sense. That's like how like energy and matter and mass, all that stuff, it's easier to lift than it's just drop it. Have you ever tried to drop weights in the gym? It's tough. Lifting them, though, that's the easy part.
Yeah, really tough. But, I mean, the point still stands that Frozen made is that they're getting better and better matchups as the match goes on. So every single game that they win with Shaman, the next game all of a sudden becomes easier in a sense. So now you can hear how Luminosity feels about Shaman right now. How many people feel about Shaman right now. It's very good. And they did have to give up some information in that last win. They gave up the double rock biter, which, you know, gives G2 that information. But really, there's not too much that they can do. They might be able to assume that there's at least one Doomhammer in the build, which may make them hold on to weapon removal should they have it. But it's really just them needing to get a really good hand in order to beat the Shaman with their remaining decks.
Yeah, the amount of burst they can play around is really the information it gives them. So maybe there's some setups where they hedge their bets a bit because of that information. But now they've taken out Reno Mage, which is probably the heaviest hitting deck in G2's lineup against this Shaman build. The rest of these are looking a little bit shaky. I'd say Priest can get there sometimes, but there's Rockbiter in the build to help trade up as well. It effectively just acts as Dark Bomb a lot of times in that Shaman deck. If G2 cannot win this next game, that's a tied series, and then they're the ones who are in trouble.
Yeah, and you can really tell how, you know, G2 was feeling about that last game, judging by Life Coach's facial expression, judging by their reaction to some of the plays. I mean, look at how that worked out for them. They had Ice Block. They had Reno Jackson. Second Rate Bruiser.
Water Elemental.
Water Elemental. They lacked AoE. If they had a Volcanic Push at any time during that match, it might have been a different story. But, I mean...
They got one copy of those cards.
Yeah, one copy. Now, you know, that's the downfall of Reno. And it's not even like Luminosity was in too rough a position, even if they had taken like 3 turns longer to kill. Maybe if they hadn't had a board to be able to remove the Reno on that one turn, that would have been rough. But Flame Totem's pretty good.
And the Flame Tongue Totem is really one of the key cards in this matchup. They had such a big board presence when Reno came down. I think it was a Moz I heard to it refer to as post-Reno damage, which is just simply the amount of damage you push right after Reno Jackson comes down. And I remember him talking about it and saying, if you have enough of it on board, you tend to just beat Reno Jackson. So one of the big keys has simply been finding ways to put up a strong board. And that's the purpose of Doomsayer a lot of times in that build, is to ensure that it doesn't get swept away in AoE damage, and then any threat alongside the Doomhammer represents a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So the fact that they won that game was just the way that deck is teched and the way that they micromanaged early on. Their draw was fantastic. There's no question about that. But that's part of playing Shaman. You will get wins because your deck is strong.
Yeah, G2 right now is trying to decide what deck they want to play in the next match. It is a tough choice. You have to try and balance. They have to look at the Shaman now, and they have to look a little bit past the Shaman. So they're going to look at their best matchup. I assume Rogue is off the table as far as selection goes.
Absolutely.
I assume it's probably between Priest and maybe Reno Warlock, even though Reno Warlock
Priest Paladin, I think.
Yeah, Paladin I think is even more susceptible to the Shaman.
Last week, that's how we saw Luminosity lose, was to Complexity. They opened up with a couple Doomsayers, had a True Silver Champion, and very easily won the game.
Yeah,
with their Murloc Paladin build. But again, we saw a Rockbiter in there to help fight against it. We saw the Earthshock in game 1 of the opening hand where they mulliganed it away. They have some counterplay to Doomsayer occasionally.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what they come up with. But again, in the meantime, they are just still trying to decide. But
look at the iterations, for instance. It's like Priest goes into the fray. That is a horrible matchup for Priest. Flame Tongue Totem can almost single-handedly win the game against you if there's any minion
if you get a good early curve with Priest, you can fight on the board pretty well.
Yeah.
Or Shadowward Pain. You know, there's a lot of things that Priest can do.
Don't protect versus Doomhammer that well, though. You know,
taunts are pretty good against Doomhammer.
Those have to be used to fight for board, though. I mean, that's the premier 4-drop is Twilight Guardian.
It takes a lot of hits from a Doomhammer to get through Twilight Guardian.
Sure, but Jade Lightning and a minion does it pretty well.
Yeah.
So I think the Priest has to have everything line up well for it to work. With Rogue, it's very similar to that. They saw the double Rockbiter, which means that I think they believe Doomhammer's in the build. Rogue does not beat that very easily unless you have a Questing or an Edwin start, in which case sometimes there's Earthshock. You know how Warlock versus Shaman goes. This is not good for Warlock. It's one of the reasons that Reno Warlock's strong tournament deck is because of how good it is versus everything but Shaman. And Warrior to boot at that matter. And the Paladin, you heard Zalay mention it in the first couple of games. I guess we're going to draw bad, and they're going to high roll. The Paladin deck very much relies on Doomsayer against aggro to clear. But there's still situations where even if you just play a Doomsayer on turn 2, that the aggressive player has options to simply clear. If Small Time Buccaneer plus a weapon happens, if Tunnel Trog comes out with a minion and there's a Flame Tongue or a Lightning Bolt. We haven't seen Lightning Bolt from the build of G2 yet, but we also haven't seen Maelstrom Portal, we haven't seen Flame Wreath Faceless. It looks to me their build is refined to tackle early Doomsayer and end the game. I don't know where G2 has a strong option against this.
It's going to be tough, but G2 has made a deck selection, so we should be jumping into the game momentarily as these guys get set up to play. Again, Luminosity, last year standing on the Shaman once again, and it's up to G2 to try and find a deck that's going to be able to counter it with slim pickings. Not too many options here.
I got to wonder why they didn't ban Shaman. It's been successful so far, but Luminosity, during their comms, their team community, they thanked G2 for not banning Shaman.
Well, to be fair, all 3 of the decks that we usually see banned on the Trinity Series, Rogue, Warrior, and Shaman, have the potential to blow games wide open. We've seen the power of Rogue when aggro decks are off the table. We've seen the power of Warrior against some of the more greedy control decks that people have been bringing to try and counter other control decks because they think aggro's off the table. So definitely one of the stronger options, but we'll see if Luminosity can continue this win streak to even up the series. Jump into game number 6. That's the first time we've actually seen Patches. Oh, no, we saw last game. He traded. Just kidding.
Yeah, I think that Priest is their best option, but it's opening hand from Luminosity. If these 3 cards are good pickups,
RDU looks to be in physical pain right now.
I think he is. Well, not literally. I mean,
he's like, I'm queuing up against Shaman. But unlike ladder, I only have 4 decks to choose from instead of an unlimited amount of decks to choose from.
I voluntarily played Priest into Twilight Guardian, I do think, is a key keep in this opening hand, and Twilight Whelp a very key pickup as well. They need to be able to battle back on board, and that Flame Tongue is wow.
That Flame Tongue is lit.
It's lit.
Literally, it's on fire.
Yeah, Flame Tongue. Flame means fire, sort of.
Pretty much. But Small Time Buccaneer on one into.
I don't know if I like the Buck or the Tunnel Truck better, actually.
Well, Buck gives you 2 targets to attack with Flame Tongue next turn. You double dip.
Tunnel Truck makes sure that you can clear favorably, though. With the Small Time Buccaneer, you would lose the patches. If you play Tunnel Truck now, and then you have the option for Flame Tongue or Hero Power, what ends up happening is against Dragon or Twilight Whelp, you can clear the Twilight Whelp and have your minion live. And then you also have patches to go with it.
That's true.
I think it's Tunnel Truck.
It's very true.
Tunnel Truck also is going to threaten the most damage long term from their perspective. Let's listen to G2 when they see this opening from Luminosity.
Okay, sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
I just whelp here.
Yeah.
Should I also rope it, or should we just play?
Nah, you can just whelp this. I mean,
Yeah, maybe we make them think something, but yeah, I guess it's not worth doing.
It's really cool also with the Wormers agent.
yeah, the agent is helping a lot here. Ooh,
Ouch.
I hate Flame Tongue Totem sometimes. Okay. Do we ever Power Wheel Shield that here? Or do
I
we...
don't think so.
No, you just play the Wormers and that's it. Why should we?
Is it that clear? Because we have the... We don't have an 3-drop, and then we maybe spend our turn 3 on healing.
No, the thing is, we can coin 4-drop, but if we do this now and we blank, then we have a blank turn. And the 2/4 is also lining very nicely, right? So if they play something like any pirate, they still need to trade both in. See that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
I like
kill
it.
the drop no matter what, I guess, unless they lava burst.
Are you mocking me?
Get that. That good.
As long as they don't start with the totem. I'm not lava bursting, am I?
Oh. No.
Seems terrible.
Seems pretty bad.
All right, we're gonna get real fancy.
I'm in charge now.
Wow. Perfectly played from Zalay. Yeah, we...
Yeah, this is a pretty important draw. This next one.
We could have totemed first to act like we have certain things, but obviously they're smart enough to realize we would just play those things if we had them. Like Lightning Bolt, Spirit Claws, like, yeah, I mean, we'd obviously play those.
Even a Rock Biter.
Who wins when both players have good opening games?
Well, that's the question of Hearthstone eternally, is when you pit your wits and will against luck, what decides the rest? And oftentimes it's the cards. And Luminosity now, with a pretty awkward turn, they want to get this Doomhammer down, but they want to get the Azure Drakes down. They want to kill this 3/4.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Doomhammer's pretty cool.
Well,
G2's just start is very strong so far. I'm liking their position in this game.
yes. I am as well.
This is brutal. Probably just make the sacrifice on board, honestly.
I wonder.
Just rolling the totem up, hope it's a taunt totem, and rolling to 5.
Like, Azure Drake's really good against Priest.
Doomhammer is really good against Priest.
Yeah. How good is protecting 3/1s, though? Especially when G2's rolling into a coin turn 4. That means Blackwing Corruptor's available. If you make the sacrifice now, could just be okay. I like it. It's a tough call, but
We'll see. That's just a lot of hard-hitting minions for G2, and they haven't taken a single point of damage so far this game. They went 1, 2, 3. Now they have either 4 or coin 5 at their disposal.
They got past the hard part, which was Luminosity dominating the board early on. If they don't dominate, it's a lot easier for G2. Let's listen in as they have a good turn.
Is it? Is it?
They don't have a way to kill it. They don't have Jade Lightning because they would have used it.
Wait, but you can also Twilight Guardian and shield it, right?
Yeah, like they have the Doomhammer in hand.
Yeah. Guardian
Yeah.
might also work.
You can block. If you play Twilight Guardian and Coin Power with shield, they don't have charge because they don't have a weapon. So the only thing is a spell totem. What do they do against 8? It's Lava Burst and Trade. Is it a problem? We are happy if they do that, right? No, I would do Twilight Guardian and shield.
I like it also.
Yeah, let's go.
It's pretty close. Yeah, okay.
It trades for free. It's good. If
Their
it
hand
lives,
is
it's good.
too bad.
I was only thinking if it's not better to go like Corruptor into the town to like protect the town's health a bit more. But I don't have a board, so I guess it's fine.
It blocks Doomhammer. It blocks Doomhammer, and if you Corruptor, you give 3 Lightning Bolts on the Blackwing.
Yeah, but if I
Lightning Bolt is enough. Lightning Bolt is enough on the Blackwing then, and that's not what we want.
they
If
don't have
play
Lightning Bolt.
They don't have Lightning Bolt. They won't have used it on Talon Priest.
Yeah.
Like,
Trade then totem.
Yeah. Now, next turn we have 0 dead draws.
We have Doomhammer number 2.
Oh, one dead draw.
All the weapons are dead, basically.
Okay.
I like totem bursting. But
Like, okay.
if we go Drake, if we go Drake,
I want to roll
take
spell
the
damage,
trade.
right? Like I roll the totem after I trade.
Makes sense. The only other good totem is Taunt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Like if we went Corruptor, they might Lava Burst Corruptor and then we have the town safer, but yeah, whatever.
no, but they will
Now we
Doomhammer
Corruptor.
it. They will Doomhammer it. Yeah. Corruptors.
Now we always Corruptor.
Brand into Talon Priest is also good.
Yeah, it's super good.
Running into Technician is also good. We just need to keep the Drake until we get another dragon.
That was super important that we let them overload. Look at this now. Now we let them overload, and that was super important. Yeah, because
Unless they top deck Jade Idol, they don't have a way to... not Jade Idol, Jade Lightning, sorry. They don't have a way to do it.
Well,
Yeah, this is tough.
this is real tough.
It's oftentimes can turn simply into a value battle, which Shaman fights very well. But Luminosity playing the Lava Burst last turn rather than the Azure Drake gave up the board position. And sometimes it's a sacrifice you have to make, but I have to believe if they'd have played Azure Drake, they'd be in a much better spot this turn.
Definitely a potential for that. And now Luminosity basically we're on the plan of, well, all the damage that we have in our the rest of our deck is going face.
At this point,
I don't think they're
going to
win a value battle.
Not anymore, they're not. And that's what I feared about the Lava Burst response was creating board tension there could have given them a chance to win. It is Rockbiters, though, so the taunt being gone means that that's 10 points of damage from hand with the Rockbiter.
But how much is this brand going to punish them? Because that means Netherspite Historian picks up 2 dragons. That means Azure Drake picks up 2 cards. That means Draconid Operative picks up 2 cards from the opposing deck.
Well, it's Azure Drakes and Hope, I think, is the call here. G2, if they want to clear Azure Drake, means they're committing a lot of damage on attacks to that, which is going to mean the South Sea deck can and the Searing Totem can continue to chip away. I think it's Luminosity's only hope. If they invest into the brand, they will lose the game.
Yeah, but maybe they feel like they need to start investing in these Doomhammer hits. But let's go ahead and hear it from Luminosity's own words.
This might be one of those games we go through 2 Doomhammers.
Maybe we're gonna Rockbiter down that brand more often than I'd like.
I doubt it.
yeah, it's tough.
Tell me if you see the discovers, if I should read them.
I
No,
see
I-
them. Operative.
Yeah, operative.
It's good. You can get like Maelstroms or...
Welp?
Well,
right?
You can take Welp and go...
what is Midnight Dragon? He has...
No.
It's a web. It's a web.
We could take Midnight Drake and just kill them, but I think
No,
it's still all...
pick Whelp. Pick Whelp.
Yeah.
No, no, no. Whelp always.
It would be like only 9 attack is not that great.
So do we play Whelp and Technician or do we Operative ever?
It's operative, right? It's mana effective. Yeah, it's mana effective, and
I will do it because it takes a lot of time.
yeah, it's
So Rockbiter, Bolt, Buccaneer.
it's really good information.
Bolt.
Bolt, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Bolt, yeah, Bolt. And
Hammer, Bolt, or Shock.
Bolt. We need
Bolt. Trade the deck and then that's it.
yeah.
So 1 Rockbiter in their deck.
It's insane. It's insanely good information. It's insanely good information.
Okay.
They play Earthshock too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get him.
A little bit late there, buddy.
There was a point where that Flame Tongue would just won us the game.
I mean, like the turn where it was turn 4 and we floated 2 mana. Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Top deck Drake. Bah.
Maybe even if you want to heal.
Yeah, I also like the heal more.
So just Bolt heal, trades,
Yeah.
face with the operative.
Is that
Great.
enough? Let's do the Bolt first. Bolt on the Acid Drake. This is something which always comes.
Yeah, but we give them information, yeah. We put a 19, then we have 12 plus 6 plus 4, so it's 22. We have little over 2 turns if we just trade and go for face with the operative and heal our face.
19 and 3, 8, 12. Yeah,
22.
that's enough. Yeah, let's go. Yeah.
Yeah, if you have lethal, then heal.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We do. So the only way we lose is if they burst from 23.
No, they cannot. They cannot even with double rock. Right? No, they can.
They can roll Taunt Totem to stay alive. No, they can't.
No, they can. Well, they can roll
Oh,
Feral
Feral
Spirit to stay
Spirits.
alive.
Okay.
Maybe. Can they roll Feral Spirit to stay alive? They definitely can.
But the question is, can they kill G2 over 2 turns?
Well, they pick up Shapeshift. So if they draw Rockbiter, they might be able to get out of this.
Will they have enough?
Uh-oh. They did not respect the damage from G2 here. Blackwing Corruptor represents 6, which would drop them to 14, 10, so they would need 1 extra damage. So they did respect Blackwing Corruptor here, but that Lightning Bolt pickup from Draconid Operative is going to mean G2 is seizing game number 6.
Yeah, you never expect the second Lightning Bolt from the Draconid Operative, but they realized that they probably needed enough damage from the Shapeshift in order to do so, unless it was exactly Rockbiter as their next card. So G2 overcomes the Shaman, able to take a win with the Dragon Priest, and now a 4-2 lead in the series.
It's a big deal to win with that Priest there, too. The key turn to look at for Luminosity here was the Doomhammer versus Azure Drake. I'm in favor of playing the Azure Drake. I think if they play the Azure Drake, they commit the Brand and the Talon Priest attacks over there and get to continue to chip away with the with the Searing Totem and the South Sea Deckhand. That allows them to get the second Azure Drake on board. And from my perspective, I think their goal is simply to find lightning bolts or to find the second Rockbiter damage to try to deliver that burst. I think they unlock more damage long term if they play the Azure Drake there, and it doesn't sacrifice the board position.
Well, they lose, so now they're going to have to go back to the drawing board again. G2 will once again stick on the Priest, and we'll see what Luminosity's choice is going to be. Luminosity, looking at their remaining lineups, they only have 2 decks remaining, those decks being Druid and Warlock. So definitely decks that can win games against a lot of the remainder of G2's lineup, but it's definitely going to be tough. Druid, I think, is going to be one of the glaring weak points, and Rogue, which is still left in G2's lineup, can handily beat both of these decks.
Right, and the Druid is how Luminosity suffered last week. They lost game 11 with Druid versus Rogue, and the Rogue draw was simply aggressive. It didn't even have big Auctioneer turns. It didn't have super strong tempo turns. It was just simply a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So if they cannot manage to beat the Rogue here, I don't think that Luminosity wins the series. And when I say beat the Rogue, I mean probably beat it with the Druid, honestly. The Warlock, very unlikely, I think, to wipe out this lineup, and the Druid, the same. I mean, they have a chance against the Priest, the Warlock, and the Paladin with their 2 remaining decks. The Rogue is the kicker. Can they beat Rogue?
No.
It's
Actually,
really tough.
I changed my answer. Maybe, but probably not. That's my answer.
Probably
not. Probably not.
Yeah, that's the key there.
But, Luminosity, they're still in pretty high spirits. They got 2 wins with the Shaman. That's actually more wins than we've seen in most of the weeks from Shaman decks that have been left up.
It's definitely true. Shaman in Trinity Series has honestly just been drawing really poor. Most of their opens have just done nothing. They've floated a lot of mana. I mean, you saw the turn 4 from Luminosity.
5/5/5.
Have really nothing to do. If they had Jade Lightning, if they had the second Flame Tongue as they were lamenting, if they had a weapon simply to play, there was a lot of things that could have gotten out of it. But that's the weakness of the Shaman sometimes, is when you have additional 5-mana cards, sometimes you'll stumble.
Yeah, it's the risk they took, and it didn't pay off. Let's go ahead and take a look. Game number 7. Dragon Priest once again for G2, and pretty easy choice here for Luminosity. It's going to be the Reno Warlock for them.
I'm thinking their hope is that they can simply end the series with the Warlock build, rattle off 4 straight. If they can beat the Rogue with this, which this is definitely their best chance to do it, that's what it relies on. It's tough, though. When your power plays get offset by sap, that's bad news.
Yes.
This deck doesn't have a strong way to deal with an Edwin Van Cleef. Spellbreaker is about the only way that you actually handle it. And they're going to keep the Spellbreaker versus G2 in the opening hand. To me, this is Luminosity doing their homework. They know that G2 has been packing Twilight Drakes in their priest builds.
Also, Spellbreaker just has a lot of great targets to hit on turn 4. Even if you just hit a Cabal Talon Priest minion, or if you need to find a way to deal with a Bran, Twilight Guardian, it also starts to trade evenly with...
opening hand is abysmal.
5/5/5.
They might
and
lose
5.
this game because of this opening hand. This series, the hands have been all or nothing for these players.
And Dragon Priest is usually a deck that struggles with Reno Lock unless they get a blazing start. So it's going to be really tough. But let's go ahead and take a listen in to G2 and see what kind of game plan they're going to get with all these 5 drops in their hand.
It's not too bad. We already have the turn 10 as a Drake into Holy Nova.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, it's tickling the giant a little, huh?
What are they thinking of? Are they thinking of playing mixtures, or do they want to just make us think that they're thinking of something?
Yeah,
That's something they don't know.
it really doesn't matter that much.
No. I mean, they think mixtures, and it did trade so poorly with like a 2/4, so will they ever play it here? I don't know.
No, it's whatever.
Doesn't matter. We will do the classic hero power pass. So.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Or not?
Yeah, let's play this.
We play it, so maybe you have to start somewhere.
No, it's super good. We can even heal it. Super good.
Maybe I should have played it slowly, but yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Now
If we had a 2-mana...
Don't think too much of that. So like...
Yeah, okay.
Now we get the heal from the Mistress, and we can heal our belt by turn 3. It's really
Thank
good.
you, mixtures. Thank you,
Yeah.
mixtures.
It's exactly what we want. Otherwise, we would have had two dead turns. It's awesome.
There, either.
It's good.
I vote tap.
What happens if we play Bran? Does it make any sense?
Not
They
really.
don't have any clear on it besides pain. They might freak out over it. Like,
Well, freak out meaning what?
they would pain over playing a 4-drop,
So many possibilities.
which is pretty good for us. Like, we're holding it for Kazakis value, right? That's basically it, and extra healings occasionally. I'm not opposed to just playing it.
Tapping looks for 4 drops, right? What all can we find?
Twilight Drake Mountain
Kazakis.
Giant. Twilight Drake Mountain Giant.
Kazakis, Mountain Giant, Twilight Drake, right? So it's 1 extra shot at 3 cards. What if we brand and he plays a 3/6? What do we do?
Silence it. Fine. We can, like, this hand curves fine, so I guess.
Yeah, just play the brand then, right?
I think we play the brand. I don't think value is that
Too
insane in
relevant.
this matchup.
Yeah, just don't get run over, right?
Like, we're pretty happy if they pain this. If it means that they denied playing them a 4-drop.
Well, it's not denying them anything, really. It's just giving them something to play. So they're going to watch back on this game and be like, no. Dang it.
Yeah, G2, definitely on the fortunate side of things with this horrible opening hand. They've managed to find a couple pickups that make a difference. So from Luminosity's perspective, we heard RDU mention maybe I should have played that slower. When they play it this fast, Chalky's a very strong hand reader. He could very easily be looking into that and going, I don't think they have a 4-drop. They did that way too quick. Because you heard Zlay ask, what do we do if they drop Twilight Guardian? 3-6 taunt. That's a good turn into that brand.
Silence it. Twice.
Not the strongest. And Luminosity, they're debating over whether or not the coin with the 4-5 or the Spellbreaker is better here. And honestly, I'm looking at Life Tap being pretty good. The next play that you expect from G2 is either Azure Drake or Draconid Operative. If it's Operative, you don't contest it.
Your magic shall not.
You're going to go with Spellbreaker. This is very Luminosity as well. Play to the board. They constantly play to the board. I don't know why I try to predict them doing anything else other than playing to the board. I mean, I practice with them a lot. This is what they do.
Play to the board.
Play to the board. Right in a Corruptor turn as well. This is weird, actually. I don't understand this Spellbreaker.
You know what they're creating, Admirable? Board tension.
It's not board tension if you're just challenging your opponent's stuff.
It's all board tension. At the end of the day, everybody's a board tension.
Well,
Draxus.
That Draxus is valuable information. Let's listen to G2 and see how they process this.
Says we have actually another win condition.
Yeah, definitely. I really like it.
Whatever comes out. I don't really like that. Actually, we could also go bump, tap, Farseer, our guy. Save the Shadow Bolt.
You set up for a pretty good Abyssal that way, I think. Like,
I like that.
it's unlikely. Yeah, he has no.
We're starting
good
with
way.
tap, right? We want to tap and set up for Abyssal.
Yeah.
You could also 30 rat second rate value trade.
Ooh, interesting.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. very
Actually,
much.
if
Why don't
we
you like
30
that?
rat, because he gets the trade with the 5/6, and that's so brutal.
So many.
I mean, it walks into Abyssal Enforcer, right?
You can heal.
But okay, we can better set up Abyssal Enforcer with tapping, sure.
Ooh. You could tap Gang Boss. I think that's better, right? Because the health on the
We're eating the 2-1, right?
eat
Yeah.
the 2-1 and then Gang Boss because
Yeah.
Yeah, the health
That's
is
just the play.
irrelevant.
Version, I don't know. I like trading Young Boss, Holy Nova, and Whelp. Do you guys agree, or?
I like it too.
Yeah, I like it too.
We have a really good reactive hand, so I like it. With the double death.
And now even if they play Giant, it's not really a problem.
Sylvanas is a problem, something like this.
Not even sure if we need to play Jiraxis in this spot.
you can coin the big man.
Really, you like that. What if we go like Rat Bruiser? Is that better set up to play the big man next turn? We could even coil with it.
Very.
We could even coil with it. I don't know if they have any coilable things. Oh, you mean with
We're gonna go Abyssal Forcer coin coil
yeah, I
next
see
turn
what you
with
mean. I
trades.
see what you mean. Yeah. I mean, there's no real disasters from Dirty Rat, and we have Potion. Seems fine. to
Disaster
me.
is Jiraxis, right? That's a disaster. I guess him
We have
playing
Potion.
Jiraxis.
We want to pull Jiraxis. We don't want to.
We have a Potion. It's a 3 attack minion.
Ours in our deck are really good. We don't have a lot of them.
They are, but like
Alright,
I like the Dirty
so-
Rat.
at worst, yeah. I like it too.
Good.
Cool.
Yeah, let's stick with the plan. I think.
Agreed.
Well, that's another good, pretty good Holy Nova turn again. This time with spell power.
The setups have just been so interesting. Luminosity, this isn't quite as much a read on the Jiraxis being there as it is Frozen simply thinking worst case scenario. If you've listened to the previous weeks, he very often is thinking, what's the worst that can happen and can we beat that? Because if you could beat that, you pretty much can beat everything. The micro-focus play from Luminosity just continues to be there. They've been focusing much less on big picture than I think all of the other teams thus far.
Yeah. And G2, they do have the Jiraxis, which could be a huge tool in this matchup.
Must consider.
Especially since usually the way that Warlock wins is by stabilizing on the board and then playing Jiraxis to close out the game.
Right.
But you're not going to stabilize on the board and then play Jiraxis when you're stabilized on the board, and then your opponent plays the first Jiraxis.
First Jiraxis is very powerful. That situation actually came up against Savitz at WCA when we were playing. I landed the first Jiraxis in a handlock matchup, and he managed to take it. And it was because I made a mistake. That's a big draw. Huge, some people would say. That's about as good as it gets.
That is a massive card pickup.
Are you just memeing me now?
That is a big one off the top of the deck.
Friend TJ.
That's a huge draw.
Yeah. A mere 13 effective damage dealt with this Twisting Nether.
I mean, look at their answer prior to that pickup. It was Shadow Bolt and then Blast Crystal Potion. The inverse Wild Growth.
Well, they're still facing pretty tough positions. But they've been trying to get the big man down for a while, which of course is Abyssal Enforcer. Deal 3 damage to everything and get a 6/6. Let's listen to Luminosity as they face this turn.
The best against Jiraxis. So coil, right?
Abyssal Coil is fine against Jiraxis.
That's the best.
Yes, it's up to Reg. And they probably have Death in Hand, right? Like they have no dragons, you know.
Yeah, they have one of our cards, and then they had
Some old stuff.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, they can zap and then they play something again, so we have
It will never
to.
get better. It will never get better. You face Jiraxis and then we are probably dead. That's how it is.
No, I mean,
Diff is not enough, right?
It will get worse and worse. Every time
it will
we
get
wait,
worse and worse. We need the value of the
we
6/6.
need the Jiraxis. We play Jiraxis and then whatever happens next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had the Nether. If they wouldn't have the Nether, it would be really good because we could play around the 6/6.
Yeah, but if we get into a spot like this, I mean, it is what it is.
Up for a better rag.
Oh, Reno Farseer.
Wait, why Farce? Oh, just for the power?
We're going face.
Yeah, definitely. I meant just for the power on board.
Yeah. They're
Well,
all holding
Well,
up
if we're gonna do
so
that,
it's
can we? What about like Mountain Giant Farseer? Is that safe enough?
No, we want to get Reno down for sure. I think we win from here every time when we Reno.
Okay.
I think Farseer is better because it's harder for him to deal with.
He has a
It's like-
3/3
As a
weapon.
weapon.
Yeah, he faced
I say we Shadow Bolt. I say we Shadow Bolt.
Or-
Just get it off because we want a rag next turn.
Yeah, agreed.
We want to get all the targets off the board for rag. He's gonna death our 6/6, right? Like,
Yeah, we Reno Shadow.
So he face tanks the 3, but the thing
It's not-
it's not fine.
But him facing 3, like we could do better with that.
it's not that bad for him to face tank the 3, right?
Well, it's relevant for a rag.
Like it's relevant for Rag. Like now if he deaths and then
Our
taunts,
4/6 will live. So you're saying if he has
death taunt.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see. See what you mean.
And I think it's never Bran or Warmust.
Yeah, never Wormburst, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure about.
I'm not sure
I
about
would-
Bran either.
I would actually play the brand, to be honest.
Really? Just to like save?
We are happy if they trade with Bran, right?
Yeah, we are happy. We are happy. Do the Shadow Death, Brand, and Inferno. We also
I mean,
want to.
we don't need value from Bran anymore. We have a hero 2 mana 6/6.
Yeah. That's
Hit face, right?
Yeah, every
Hit face.
time we have so many charges.
Just hack back. Alright, we Rag. We Rag go
Tap
face.
rag, right? Tap rag face.
So tap first. I mean, Also, the play of Giant Farseer, value trade.
I don't think Giant
No.
Farseer is that bad.
Really? I mean,
Yeah,
like the reg is really good.
So the rag hits 2/4. He value trades deaths, makes a 6/6. Suddenly we can lose.
What I was thinking too, but I think Rag is
Like-
fine.
So many possibilities.
Okay, if we do the other
But
thing, he was back.
if we
Okay,
go
yeah, rag
I
is
like,
fine.
I like value trading. I actually like value trading.
I
This.
Because if Rag puts him to 1, like Jiraxis is lethal.
yeah,
I'm okay with that.
that makes a lot of sense. I like that a lot more.
No, it's not.
I like that more than rag YOLO.
I think it's better.
Yeah, that's better. Overcrown.
Good dragon.
Yeah, Berber's dead and get another 6/6 and smash another 3 damage to the face.
We always play agent here.
Um.
It gets covered really well by him.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. If it's 4/2, can we then attack it with the Jiraxus? Kill it?
We don't attack first. We can always attack it the next turn.
No, next turn.
Down to next turn.
Well, we know they didn't have 5. I think they might have some. They might have like the reach for that 1 damage.
But
Might be
is
okay
it-
to just def hero power.
What?
Just def and hero power. Isn't that okay?
I think we want to play agent, but I'm not sure. It's really close.
I want to play agent. Let's do death, agent, and hero power. We also, I mean, we don't have infinite mana, and it also shields us. We might even die this turn already. I like it. Yeah.
I like it too. Like value, we are fine, or we are doing decent.
It's
So
A 1 mana is lethal.
Blast Crystal. So I think we go for it.
Kazakis for 1, yeah.
Like even if we don't get that, the other ones like freeze are really good.
That's not lethal. So
2 should be relevant compared to armor, right?
Armor's pretty good, I think.
armor is fine, I think.
I
Okay.
think armor, 2 damage to our minions. That's kind of what it feels like.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sweet.
That's it.
Didn't realize the new Luminosity jerseys were yellowish orange.
I mean, lack of words at the end, I think, is starting to really spell the intensity the players are feeling in this matchup.
Yeah, this is winnable now.
I mean, even at that, to me, it's the fact that they were at times finding situations they could have lost to Priest.
Yeah.
With Warlock. That's terrifying when you have the kind of start that Luminosity had versus what G2 had. G2 had almost nothing to do in the early stages. They ended up throwing a brand into a play where G2 got to do something.
On a turn where they wouldn't have done anything.
They opened with 20 mana worth of cards in their opening hand.
Yeah.
And there were situations where they could have won.
Well, we'll see. Now Luminosity is where they get to the tough matchups. Dragon Priest, even though that matchup seemed tough, it's supposed to be, a walk in the park compared to facing off against Rogue or facing off against Paladin, if that's the case. G2 has also shown that they are really good at Paladin in the Trinity Series. So
Yeah.
still an uphill battle, or if you're frozen, a downhill battle, depending on how you want to look at it.
Right. Just you inverse the meanings. That's it.
Yeah, but it's going to be tough for Luminosity, to say the least.
Yeah, G2, I still think is pretty firmly in the driver's seat here because of the Rogue as that pocket pick. It's the ace in the hole, so to speak. Not quite so hidden, though. Valir tends to stealth around a lot, but...
The cream of the crop. The bee's knees.
I was trying to think of something off of cream of the crop, and I just could not do nothing but focus on cream of the crop.
the patches.
What does cream of the crop mean? What kind of crops produce cream? That sounds gross. Like, imagine you're out there harvesting and you're like, ah, yes, fresh, creamy corn.
I like cream corn. I
You
would be
would
like,
like
yes.
cream corn.
Oh, man. But
Let us know what your favorite creamed thing is. You could tweet at ESL Hearthstone using the hashtag Trinity Series. Let us know.
let
Your
us know.
favorite creamed food
Yeah.
or harvested creamed crop from the crop, the cream of the crop, so to speak.
Or who you think is going to win the series? That too.
That's a good discussion.
Yeah.
Because this is still a chance for Luminosity. We've seen underdogs win in Trinity Series thus far.
If you had to give them a percentage chance,
20, maybe.
20%?
Yeah, maybe.
That's actually quite generous.
I agree, and a lot of that, might be a little bit biased with these guys. Again, these are three players that I've practiced with a lot, and even having played cards for 20 years at this point, I learn from these guys every single time I play with them. When I watch them play, when I hear their discussions, they're brilliant minds for this game because they put in a lot of hard work. G2's the same way. I learn a ton from simply watching and listening to what G2 has to say. Their focus on value is a strong approach to the game. Kalento was really ahead of his time when he spent a lot of time focusing on value. There was a lot of situations where he missed opportunities to be aggressive, but his value play was incredibly strong, and it led to numerous tournament wins and a top 4 appearance at the World Championships in 2014 for him.
Yeah, well, it's almost time to jump into the next game as G2 has to pick a deck here. It's pretty much between the Rogue and the Paladin. I'd imagine they're going to try and save the Rogue.
Absolutely.
So probably going to see the Paladin here. Paladin doesn't have too many great matchups, but I feel like Murloc Paladin against Warlock is one of those great matchups. It's one of the only sort of matchups where you go into it as an ape and you're like, well, I'm the one pretty much in the driver's seat going into this one. So we'll see what G2's choice is going to be as we move into game number 8. It is the Murloc Paladin.
Yeah, this isn't a fantastic matchup by any means, but you kind of hit the nail on the head with the description of Anyfin Paladin. It can win any matchup. There's not really anything that absolutely stomps Anyfin Paladin to the ground except a weird anti-Paladin tech build.
Yeah, Hunger Crab Shaman, as we refer to it. But let's go ahead and listen into G2 as they debate over these mulligans.
Keep the wall leader is keep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's only the wall leader. The rest is rubbish.
Yeah.
I think also. No, pretty nice hand.
Yeah, we can coin 3/3 into 4.
That's a good hand.
That's really good.
Like, there's not much what you can have earlier than Acolytes and Bar Leaders.
Going 3 into 4, it's awesome. It's really good.
Okay, let's get this. Oh, we need some more information. So, yeah, we don't know really if they play combo, but we kind of have to get it in mind.
They either play combo or they play the single PL.
Job's done.
Yeah. So, coin 3-drop if they tap here. Which 3-drop will it be? The War Leader first, the Acolyte first.
War leader, right? It's more damage.
Job's done.
Yeah, I'm thinking how it challenges their 3-drops. Ooh.
Is it ever... let's see. No, they will probably tap 2 times. I don't see them not tapping, but is it ever a consideration to block their 4 by playing, let's say we can play the Doomsayer into the 4?
I don't think with this hand. I think we want to already start here.
So
Why do we want to get value from Doomsayer when we have 5 great cards in the hand?
Yeah, okay, then coin, and then it's coin Wall Leader. Yeah, because it's more damage. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't mind it if they Shadow Ball it.
Unless, wait, we could also go coin Acolyte into Acolyte, right?
Yeah. Do you like that more?
I think yes, right? If you draw any keeper, it's better. Can we challenge the drop with 4-8 damage? Not really.
Yeah, but
oh,
if
yeah,
we draw one, we can also go first with one War Leader, then go Acolyte, then the second
No,
Acolyte.
let's go War Leader. War Leader is better,
I
yeah.
like War Leader more. Also, if they
like
bolt the War Leader, you might want to play the Doomsayer next time and block their 4.
Yeah. No, if the
Now then they don't have a 4. And I don't.
Yeah,
I actually think they might not play Mountain Giant because of
They
their.
still have Drake, right?
They still have Drake, yeah.
Yeah.
But Drake is not 8 damage in your face.
Some interesting discussion going on from G2. 3 different perspectives
Yeah.
on how to approach this.
But Tice, sort of the override in that case. Usually teams have been learning to trust the pilot in situations where the team has a tough decision with split opinions. So they opt to take the more aggressive path and not try and play reactive to Luminosity style, but try and get stuff on the board and try and start pushing some of that damage.
Yeah, you heard them mention if they pick up Acolyte of Pain, I'm sorry, if they pick up Aldor Peacekeeper, Acolyte of Pain's a very strong drop. They're playing with the cards that are in their deck as well as the cards that are in their hand, which is really smart because that's one of the ways that they can snowball the matchup in their favor is if they get numerous card draws from Acolyte of Pain. I think this is a risk well worth taking for G2.
Yeah, and if they pick up an Aldor here, not quite. Tyrion will be pretty good at some stage in this game.
Tyrion's a pretty poor draw here, all things considered, though. I mean, the Barnes, Tyrion would have been the magic card to pick up, and now it's no longer a possibility. So what is their best Barnes pickup here? Probably a Murloc.
Murloc. Ragnar's Light Lord really doesn't do anything on this board because the heal is completely inconsequential.
Barnes opens up Mind Control tech as well.
That's true.
So they do have to consider making a sacrifice in that instance as well. I don't think that True Silver Champion and Tank It is really on their mind right now.
They could try and buy a turn and Doomsayer, but that's really risky.
Yeah. So listen to Luminosity as this Barnes hits the board.
Attack.
Oh
my god, gross.
Yeah. They definitely trade because
It's like the only minion that they would trade off. Shucks.
so Farseer, Sun Fury, or
Yeah, I like Farseer Sun Fury.
And we don't taunt the Farseer, right?
I think
what
we
if we
don't.
just taunt the Farseer?
Why? So that he can't deal with the 8.
Okay, still deals with it.
So his next turn is Finja, right?
Yeah. And then
So we
have
want to have
attack.
taunt on the Mountain
We wanna-
Giant.
Yeah. So we just Farseer.
I would Sun Fury first, then Farseer the Mountain Giant. Now we could have the Sun Fury and Farseer together. I guess it doesn't really matter.
It does a little for Argus, right?
Yeah, but do you really want to Argus those two? Maybe.
Who cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
But we only want it on the giant.
Yeah.
They also play Sun Fury. So we can trade. We can actually tank the damage and trade the 2 dudes in, trade the big guy in, and then we can even play Solemn Vigil. I like this very much.
You mean True Silver and trading the Barnes into the Earthen Ring?
Yes.
No, no.
So Acolyte,
Yeah,
trade,
of course.
trade the Acolyte first. Okay, now we go True Silver, hit it.
Yeah. And then we go Barnes into the Earthen Ring, right?
Yes, and then you can play the Solemn Vigil for very cheap. It's really good.
Got res on 8/8, right? Because it's like it's slightly above 50 that we hit it in the first place. It's like 60, and then it's
Is that better than Tap Twilight or Sylvanas?
Well, if we miss it, we could tap, but yeah, then it's significantly worse than the Drake. Maybe we do just Drake.
Well, like the revive is getting so much worse. Are we thinking we want to Kazakus for a non-1 number at some point?
Yeah.
I guess we would do that at that point. Yeah, we could
Other than
Kazakus for a sheep going into Finja or
We could
Tyrion.
also go Sylvanas next turn and then trade and then go
I like the Kazakhs one. Because, yeah, I think it's just like a good chance to just win the game here.
Yeah, but if
Like
we
the
mix,
+2 health is pretty good.
I
There's
kind of just
another
like the
minion.
Drake.
It's a
I like the
50-50.
Drake.
Okay.
I like the Drake.
Okay.
There's also
what if he plays
Sylvanas.
Emperor next turn?
What about Sylvanas? We
Drake
don't play
is
on
better. Having Drake is better.
What about Sylvanas?
Let's go
I'm okay.
tap Drake.
So
I like tap Drake better than that.
either one.
All right, tap Drake trade, right?
Yeah.
You think?
Coming down to the wire there for Luminosity.
This one's a doozy.
Yeah.
This has been some tough play. Luminosity, this is one of the first glimpses we've gotten into their overall game plan. They're thinking that they want to kill prior to G2 casting anything or putting them in a position where they just simply can't cast anything. The Kazakhs, they are not concerned with a potion to polymorph all the minions that could come out of anything can happen. They're simply wanting to pressure G2 every step.
Yeah, they don't have quite the options as Reno Mage has, where they can go with that polymorph strategy because, one, they have a natural polymorph in their deck, and two, they also have Ice Block, so they can survive an anything turn and then polymorph and stabilize. Whereas Luminosity, usually when an anything comes out, they're going to be dead or they won't have time to really polymorph.
Right.
So it's going to be tough for them to go with that plan. So I like the plan of attempting to kill, and they are putting on a lot of pressure. This turn, they'll be able to Faceless Shambler on their Twilight Drake should they choose so and start pushing even more damage.
Yeah, the thing is they got to take care of Emperor, I think. So that might really disrupt their turn. And there's a chance that they just fail to kill Emperor if they go with Kazakhs as well. So they have their work cut out for them here. If they Shambler, though, that is a lot of damage. If they just simply Shambler and Mind Control tech, they get to push 4, and they have 11 damage on board. Let's listen to Luminosity and see what their setup will be.
Too bad.
So my instinct is like Shambler, MC Tech face, and if they play an 8-drop,
They kind of die some of the time if it's Tyrion.
yeah.
That's
I like
kind of my
that.
instinct too.
That's my instinct.
That's my instinct too. Yeah.
If they EQ Consk, what happens?
Well, at least they killed their Emperor.
It doesn't kill the Emperor.
Oh, fuck, I'm retarded. I was thinking Pyro quality, sorry. Alright,
It's unlikely they have that. We don't have a great answer to
well, we
this.
could siphon this and just play Sylvanas into their 8-drop next turn.
Quick.
do that.
Trust yourself.
Yeah.
When the rope's burning, you gotta trust yourself.
Yeah, you go with the play.
Engaging TC-130 until
Just
dislocated.
run combo if they have all that. There's no combo, man. Oh man, where's the quality? Yeah.
No heal at all, guys. 0 heal.
Let's see.
Each time we go to 10.
So we trade. Yeah, we have to face tank here.
And we have the Tyrion.
No, we
Just-
yeah, we have to Tyrion. Yeah.
Like, what other option do you see? There's no other option.
I was thinking of double Doomsayer or something.
Then it's way easier to die.
Yeah, we have no other option. Like Consecration is doing nothing. We have no charge. We are going to 10. Like otherwise, we just die to cards like Hellfire.
Yeah, okay. Then let's just do that. Sure.
Yeah, it's a little clunky hand. Oh, no equality, man.
It's fine, whatever.
No equality, no Eldar, no healing.
Maybe they don't have Siphon Soul, then we are okay.
Yeah, even if they have Siphon, so they still need PO.
I'm just scared of somehow lethal here. I
Yeah,
get,
Ooh, Brand Kazakhs.
We can do that next
No,
turn.
that's in the
for
future.
damage. So,
Is Doomsayer any good?
well, we can go. We can go Siphon, Doomsayer, face, and set up for either Kazakhs to be lethal. Like, we just need to hit 3 damage off of the 1, and we have Bran. And, like, what exactly is that weak to, I guess? Like, they have to heal.
Jiraxis is the 3 damage lethal that we're setting up.
That's true, yeah. But, like,
Alright. I like Siphon Doomsayer.
I like it too.
Is the Doomsayer actually good? They get the Emperor discount, like...
Can we
Question-
die? Can we die?
No, we can't die. We can't die. Stop.
They have one bluegill and one warrior.
They've got, yeah. They can, their bluegills are,
0.
they would need 2 murlocs and an anything. No, we can't die. We can't die. They need 2 bluegills and then anything.
And we can't play around much anyways. Like, it's just about how do we win, not about how do we not lose.
Yeah.
Love that little nugget at the end from Zalay. It's about how we win. It's not about how we can't lose. Let's just push damage. And
It's very important.
Get 'em.
Unless
Just
your
get
deck
'em.
has true inevitability, the question is, how do you win?
Bran Kazakis is true inevitability.
It's pretty darn good.
But it needs a few turns to come online, so.
Zalay spotting the Duraxis being lethal over just the Brain Kazakis.
I would have laughed if they didn't see that. And they went all the way through the motions of Bran Kazakis, got 2 1-mana potions, and didn't get the 3 damage option, and then look at their hand and be like, we had Duraxis.
Whoops.
Oh, whoops. But no
mean,
healing in the hand from G2.
G2 is going to have to override the Ashbringer this turn, or they're dead to Hellfire, they're dead to Abyssal, they're dead to Kazakis, they're dead to Jiraxis. This is brutal if that's the case. Wow, what a sick play. And honestly, you can consider the Doomsayer here as well, but they're not going to because they need the damage on board to actually push. And so now Luminosity, they may have to go with Brain Kazakis and hope for the potions. G2 is setting up a chance to win in this spot.
Or is it a higher chance to find lethal with Bran Cabal Courier?
Or is it a better chance to simply play Reno Jackson and live to fight another day?
Yeah, Reno might be the answer here.
Luminosity's got a tough turn. Let's hear how they want to take it on.
And
We died to anything plus bluegill.
yeah, but
Bluegill died. Yeah, okay.
dude,
I like the Courier.
I'm feeling Courier Reno.
Courier has some lethal outs, and like
But next
we'll
turn,
get more chances at the Bran Kazakis, right? Emperor dying doesn't matter.
Just Courier, I think.
Yeah, 5 damage. Let's Mind Blast.
Spreading Madness. Oh,
I can't see them.
Cabal?
What do we
Spreading
get?
Madness.
What are they?
Spreading Madness, Spellbender, and Cabal.
What's Cabal?
Ball, Shadow Priest.
Well, we can't take that.
We take Spreading Madness, right? We just take Spreading Madness.
Sure.
And we,
Spreading Madness, yeah.
That's where we're at right now. I mean, we missed lethal with Spreading Madness just now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we want to play that?
I want to draw with Acolyte.
On which one?
Probably in the, maybe the Eldor and then attack into the Reno.
What do you want to do? You want to Elder it and attack into the Reno, right? And then you want to trade it with the Thorison, and then you want to attack the Puppy. Yeah, okay, let's do.
Follow the rules.
Good job. Oh.
Vifinia, we hero power, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Do we
Yeah.
full trade this?
I think you have to.
And I'm fairly confident they don't have the thing I just said.
PO, right?
We do this?
We need to fully trade it. Yeah.
Yeah, fully traded.
So, I'm thinking the Bran Kazakis double 1 for lethal.
Yeah, we can get some good ones anyway.
we could also go Silent Spreading Madness and set it up
What? No.
Huh?
for next gen. So we Silent Spreading Madness.
Guys, we should probably start by Brand Kazakhstan. Like,
Yeah.
Alright, do we take 5 or 1?
1.
Take-
take one. Take one
If
first.
we hit double 1 for 3 damage each, we win.
I can't see them.
I can't see
Oh
the
my
guys.
God.
Raz, random minion, and 2/2. What do we take? Raz, right?
Riz gets 2/3, 3/3, 8/8, 4/1, 1/1.
We got 2 AoE,
2 AoE is pretty good.
draw a card, and gain 4 armor. 2 AoE, right?
2 AoE, yeah.
So now are we taking like a 10 or something?
Well, what are we doing this turn
We
now?
could take a 5, alright? 5 does the
What are we gonna do this turn? Just 2 AoE summon?
Yeah. I think we take a 5.
Well, what another one sets up lethal with Jiraxis. Are we not concerned about that at all?
We should do that.
Another AoE.
Yeah, go quick, go quick, go quick. We gotta make plays.
Another summon.
You have to do it. You have to do it.
Just trust yourself, man. You can
We
tap.
can't see the options at all anyway.
That's really stupid.
Oh, you missed doing both? You could have cleared the Finja.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And then we anything maybe, and then we heal, or?
Yeah, the 2-2 goes into the 2-2. We keep the Finja. That's good.
Yeah,
good.
that's why I like it.
Yeah, do it.
If we get...
We don't keep the Finch all the time, but do it. Yeah, do it.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, Finja leaves. Finja stays alive, right?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
this.
Well, if we get the War Leader.
We can double trade anything and healing.
Do we not just to double heal and then go double anything? Is that better?
Isn't 6 heal enough?
Yeah, 6 is enough, right? 6 is enough against the potion.
So we first do this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
double
do this.
trade.
Do this and the other trade. You play anything? Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah,
agree with you.
do the double trade, you play anything. We have the war leader on board, so he's like 12 in their face. Yeah, it's good, it's good. Now heal for 11 and it should be good enough, yeah.
Yeah,
We have
yeah,
this
yeah.
Come on. No Doomsayer, right? No Doomsayer, no.
Now this is really good that you play the
This
anything
is super good.
because
Do that.
Sweet.
Which one do we do that first, right? We do the 7
Wait.
first.
Why? Oh yeah.
Well,
okay.
do we want 3 damage on our random, or do
We
we
want
want
2
2
on our
damage on our?
6/6.
Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, okay. And what about tapping? What does that do?
And we tap. We die to
Does
anything anyway.
stuff. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's always lethal here.
They were looking for lethal. They had something, they were really close of lethal.
oh, they picked 1 mana and then they thought, okay, now they can pick again, right? Yeah.
Come on! Yes! This was a sick one. Holy.
Got him.
That was
It's a super close.
Sick game. Yeah, they picked 1 mana and they just totally missed on it. Like, they just didn't get the damage from the 1 mana. That was actually
Pick one mana
super.
twice, yeah.
Yeah, that was super. They were for sure looking for the damage.
Not that I say pick the 1 mana potion first to see.
Yikes. But potential misstep at the end there from Luminosity, from Frozen, not using that second AoE to clear off the Finja.
I don't think there's any potential misstep about it. This was a blunder at the end. We heard the turn before, when the rope is burning, you have to make a play. They've been trusting the pilot to do that.
Yeah.
Frozen consulting with his teammates here. He ends up misstepping at the end with the life tap. If they clear off the Finja, it's very difficult for G2 to assemble enough Murlocs to actually get the kill at that point. They have a lot more time and they have a lot more setup. Plus, they end up with a potentially bigger minion on board.
Yeah. I don't know. It's going to be tough for Luminosity to come back after that one. They needed that
Absolutely.
win, but we'll see if they can come back in the series. We're going to go to a quick break, but don't go anywhere, guys. More Trinity Series right after this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hearthstone Trinity Series presented by ESL and Twitch. The match is starting to heat up between Luminosity and G2, as G2 is one game away from closing out the series. I'm joined by That's Admirable once again, and a pretty definite blunder, perhaps, by...
Pretty definite blunder, perhaps. Blunder!
It may as well have been perhaps... A 100. No, I'm just kidding.
You're triggering me right now.
Yeah,
Blunder.
I know.
Not clearing on the Finja with Kazakus Potion meant that G2 could assemble enough Murlocs to set up lethal over 2 turns with any Fin can happen. That play may have cost them this series. The Warlock was on quite a bit of roll, and that win was paramount. They now have to beat Paladin with Druid and then beat the matchup they lost to in Game 11 last week, Rogue, on their opponent's side, while they have Druid.
All right, well, we'll see if Chalky, being the pilot on this Druid deck, can help Luminosity win the next 3 games in a row to take the match.
Plus the lose drop in the game. I mean, that's mid-standings. That game matters.
Yeah.
That was an important one. Woo! Shake it off.
The difference between 3-1 and 2-2 at this stage in the Trinity Series is actually quite large.
Tiebreakers, too.
Tiebreakers as well.
They got to focus.
Yeah.
And
even if they think they're going to lose this match, they still need to try and pick up a couple wins to get that game score up.
Yeah. This matchup can be tough for Luminosity. And notice they actually keep Innervate in their opening hand in this matchup. Last week, we saw them against the slower builds, mulligan Innervate away in favor of Ramp. Against Anyfin Paladin, they don't quite have the same time because there's potential delivery of lethal from Anyfin can happen. They need to get a clock going, and that means earlier starts.
All right, well, I mean, this is about as much ramp as you could ask for. They have Wild Growth, Double Jade Blossom, and Innervate.
We saw G2 pitch away a Doomsayer, and it welcomed itself back to the hand. This might be a game where they're actually pretty happy to draw Doomsayer because of the Double Jade Blossom start. For Luminosity, it's simply a matter of finding card draw at this point. If they run out of gas, they're in trouble. But Druid draws very well when they're not under pressure, so I don't think they're sweating it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy about being 3 mana crystals above my opponent going into turn 6. So.
That's a nice pickup.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, G2 here gets to push a point of damage and then also force the trade on here. Let's listen to Luminosity as they face down the Acolyte.
Oh, Blossom, Wrath. Oh, do we want to cycle the Wrath and swipe here?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, cycling
I like
Wrath
it.
is going to be really good.
I like
4
swipe.
is a weak turn for them. I like swipe too. I tend
They
to
have
like it.
Barnes. They have Barnes.
Whoa. I don't like swipe much this turn.
What do you want to do? Hero Power?
I
think we want to cycle. We could go Wrath for 1 and then Blossom.
It's not
I
very
don't like
good.
that. I like swipe.
No, because
If he plays Barnes, we're in a bad spot though. You're right.
Swipe would be good against exactly Barnes, yes.
I think I like Wrath for 1 Blossom, but I'm okay with swipe actually.
As for 1 Blossom is really weird.
It's like, how much do we want to be proactive versus deny card draw?
I think
Probably deny card draw is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you force him to do that.
Let's go Barnes.
Yeah, let's go bounce, sure.
Tonight, Ragnaros.
Ragnarok, no, we have
Tyrion.
Tyrion.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Oh wow. Another card. Whoa, but the swipe. You know that they skip their turn, they swipe some rubbish, and we
To
drew.
draw us a card. It was friendly.
Yeah. And they skip their turn for that. It's like insane. It's like
Oh,
absolute-
crap. They have a crap hand, or like they just
Oh,
don't
that's
have much.
not.
They just don't have much.
And again skip the turn. Holy crap.
Ah, they're setting up now.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what we can true silver. Well, we can go trade, and then with the 3-4 Barnes, then we trade with the Blue Gale, then we have a 2-mana Vigil. Or we go True Silver. We're not able to Vigil if we True Silver.
I
Yeah.
like to silver a bit more.
Yeah, do you?
I'm not sure.
Can we set up one of these doomsayers, or do we set up both at the same time, maybe, or what? They really didn't have much. I don't know. So, what you like the True Silver more? What is it?
I like maybe Bluegill and into the 2/2, and then Vigil.
Right? And Vigil for 2 mana, or what?
Yeah, for 3 or 2 mana, it doesn't matter.
And the True Silver, I mean, we have so many charges. Why is that? Is it not?
You like it more? Then we do that. I'm just curious.
Rado, say something?
I like to silver a bit more because we can combine the Vigil with Doomsayers.
Let's go True Silver, I like it also more. Yeah, exactly. Okay, the 3/3. Great. Maybe
Some
you
of the
don't.
main reasons.
Maybe you don't. No, you don't. Wait, it's good. We don't want to trade, right?
Yeah, well, they used ref and swipe, so I can see it. I mean,
we want to set up the Vigil.
Ooh. Ooh. Tough turn for G2.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't that many options. It was just they were a little bit torn. And the one thing that I've liked about G2's communication is whenever there's, a crossroads between two players, the third player is always quiet, but quick to answer when asked.
Yep.
When a lot of times when RDU is piloting, it'll be RDU and Tice having the conversations, and then Tice will prompt Life Coach, and Life Coach will make the decision. In that case, it was Tice and Life Coach having the discussion, and then boom, they tag RDU in, and he has an answer right away, and that's what they go for. So I like their sort of plan with their team discussions going on there.
All their plays meant very different things as well. Getting the True Silver active means that they can eventually unlock the second one. Doomsayer means they're getting set up. Bluegill means that they're trying to play the board a little bit heavier. It was a really weird turn. For Luminosity, it's pretty straightforward. Jade Behemoth's about as good as you're going to get here. You put 12 power on board and get to push 3 damage as well. So if G2 can't clear this, they're in a heap of trouble.
A heap of Jades of trouble.
Yeah, and that draw is reasonable, but I don't actually think it gets them out of this.
Well, Consecrate.
It does clear a lot of this, actually. Yeah, that gets them out of it.
Yeah, it clears
yeah.
a bunch.
This is the reason that setting up True Silver is so important, too. That 4 damage on the following turn matters a lot.
It also lets
them
them Solemn Vigil.
Yeah, this was a Jin draw.
They can even use the Bluegill, trade it in, and then Solemn Vigil.
Yeah. And in this spot, I'm curious if they're value trading with the Barnes or if they're simply taking the most power off the board.
I think we're value trading with the Barnes.
The Bluegill into the 4/2 and then
the Barnes into the Bran.
Yeah.
Bran Barnes.
Bran Barnes beard.
Got him. Got him. Hey.
Yeah, okay. Let's listen to Luminosity as the disaster seems to have struck.
End of the day.
Oh, when I said trading 2, I meant trading in the 2/2, sorry.
Yeah.
Like trading 2 damage. All right, let's draw 3.
Yeah. On a hit.
We hit some pretty good stuff.
Wrath for 1.
Wrath for 1.
Actually, wait. Jade Spirit? That's just better, right? He gets the trade.
Yeah, because then we have a gadget turn after.
Yeah.
Jade Spirit phase.
He's shown weakness.
Yeah.
We don't really give them any info with this either. Like, they just think, oh, he didn't hit Wrath or Roots.
How is Doomsayer Wicker Flame? Or am I going crazy with it?
Then you should play Aldo instead of Wicker Flame, right?
Yeah, I like Aldo also. It's like you can trade the 3/2 into the 5/3. That's what always happens, right?
Yeah.
So that's this.
Yeah.
So this is what always happens.
Wicker Flame is okay too, I think. But we have 2 Aldors, so I guess you want Wicker Flame for after Rag, maybe?
Yeah, you can Aldo the 6/6.
Yeah, but then we are planning on Doomsayer, right? I mean, this is our turn 7. It's.
You always play Doomsayer, yeah, sure. But the question is,
2, right?
I'm not sure. Why should
sure?
you play? You always play 1.
Guaranteed. Yeah, you always play 1, but if you play 1 and like wait, you can tell them information that we will have another
Like,
one.
are we ever gonna play the second Doomsayer? Like,
You mean you want to play it? I also want
If we play it, we play it now. Yeah, we can maybe stall another turn and then we go do Eldar. I like it a lot.
I like it very much.
We go into Rack. They just nourished. Let's hope for no second nourish.
Do we want to?
Can we set up lethal somehow? Draw Feral Rage? We Wrath for 1 and
We're
Feral
at
Rage
11
5,
over
6,
2
7,
turns.
8.
Do we want to
draw 6.
6.
They're obviously going to play an 8-drop next turn.
Yeah, so how do we set up for that?
It's either Auctioneer and try and draw some stuff to draw the mulch, or we just pass.
Well, we could just cycle Wrath to try and draw the mulch.
I like set.
And
It could hit Wild Growth.
Do we ever trade in
we could
to
take
play around
Nourish as
original?
well. No, we
We
don't.
ever trade in the 2/3
No,
to
no,
play
no.
around it? No?
No.
Okay.
So do we want to Wrath for 1?
I do.
Insane.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, 4 to the face.
Nice. Nice. That's fire Rack. We always Rack here, right? If we land, maybe we get another 8. I don't know. Ooh. Now we Rack, right?
No, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, you can play 6 and 3. You mean?
Yeah, you should rack because you can play 6-3 next turn.
Yeah, but how strong is Rek really? I mean, it's Emperor.
Like, when do we ever gonna play him if he has all this insane
Okay, look.
minions?
They will always have. They will very much likely have March. It's very likely. So, what is if you just play the Emperor here, which we should probably, and then we don't mind the March that much. Swipe is already out 1, so maybe he sticks, and then we play the Ragnaros, and either the Aldo to respond or the Vicar.
Okay, yeah. No, actually, now I think about it, I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, actually you can curve out 3+8.
Because they have to spend also 6 mana to clear Emperor, probably. Well, maybe an Ezreal swipe can do it.
That's cool. It's such a big tempo loss if they can just match it. The Rek is not even doing anything. It's the dealing.
Yeah, I kind of want to develop it, but this hand is not too valuable. No, I like this actually now.
I like the
Great
pivot.
thought.
Yeah, I like the pivot there from G2.
It's a great thought process. If they get Rag out in this spot, I mean, heard Life Coach, what does it do? Well, it drops Luminosity to 17. Well, yeah, but G2's way to win is to keep the board right.
Yeah.
This keeps the board way better, and it also actually opens up for them to drop more mana in the coming turns. And if Emperor sticks. So this was one of the worst things that could have happened to G2 was actually the draw of the second Jade Spirit.
A clear plus a development of a minion, especially 2 minions, essentially, because now Rag has a couple of poor targets and can still get answered. But their plan of Ragnaros plus Aldar Peacekeeper is still intact.
Yep.
And Luminosity really needs to try and pick up some stuff to combo with this Gadgetan Auctioneer.
G2 is running thin on life, though. I mean, at 12 life, you are not necessarily safe against Jade Druid. There will become a point where every single minion starts to threaten lethal. So even in the face of Ragnaros and Aldor Peacekeeper here, they could still take 3 damage. It's a quarter of their life right now.
Yeah. Also, they haven't drawn really into any Murlocs.
Plus their read is that Luminosity has Mulch right now. And it's very likely that's the case. They drew a lot of cards, and that Auctioneer didn't hit on the turn. They cycled Wrath. I mean, that card is pretty much limited to, like, Innervate, Mulch, and Feral Rage.
Auctioneer.
That's about it.
All right, let's go ahead and listen into Luminosity and see how they want to handle this Ragnaros.
Okay, we're doing that.
Yeah, let's gadget mulch.
Wait, we roots first, right?
I don't care.
Why roots first?
Is there a way of, like,
We're not lethaling them.
lethal him? Or, like, if we draw Jade Idol, do we want a Jade Idol instead of mulching?
What? No.
Oh, okay.
Mulch is better than everything.
Like, if anything, we'd want a Jade Idol instead of Living Roots.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, how about that?
So they just do that.
Wait, that's our second Jade Idol, right? So
Wait. If we roots,
We should just roots, right? Because we've got a good reload with Fandral Jade. And we're likely to hit a 5-drop in these next 2 draws, or a 6.
the only clear for I like rootsing as well.
It's just a decision, right? Like, we just need to choose right now. What
okay, yeah, roots.
If we go interview, we have to go. Yeah, go.
Sick.
Innervate.
So shuffle.
Shuffle?
Oh, you don't?
No.
It's our last one, right?
No. We have so much minions left.
Okay.
Okay, that was, yeah.
What, did they really just do that? They don't have idols now. I mean, to reshuffle.
So it
They
just
still have
equality
Bear
conk.
mods. They still have Bear mod if Aya, I mean.
Okay. So you want to equality contest, yeah?
I think we have to. There's a 8-8, there's a 4-4 that we need to kill.
Yeah, just play minions.
And just the 2 minions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. Yeah. Great.
Oh man, it's doing so much work, the Emperor, actually. Holy shit.
Bane, man. Boom.
And here, the Arcane Golem! Boom!
Well, the Arcane Golem is insane. Yeah.
Pretty brutal. Fandral Nourish.
Yeah, I think so.
Fandral Nourish, Feral Rage, probably.
I mean, it's the Feral Rage relevant. I like the Fandral Nourish anyways.
We're on.
Oh yeah, it is pretty relevant. We're pretty close to that. Okay.
We probably need the time. Yeah. All right. So all we need to do is live. So we don't.
Fair Rage hit it, right? I think we hit it.
Like, their life's pretty irrelevant.
Yeah. Minion gets really big.
Yeah, I think we hit it.
And send 4 damage into the Divine Shield. Thank you very
By
much.
the way, I think they played both Jade Idols. And they didn't shuffle anything.
Yeah, that's what they talked about. They played both Jade Idols.
So they only have one Behemoth and that's it. Okay.
And
So
Aya.
what is the
And
Fandral
Aya.
doing? The Fandral is doing nothing, right?
It's summoning and Blue Jill.
No. The Fandral, it's only Feral Rage.
Me think.
You wanna go face here. They played already one Feral Rage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would just consider going full face. I would probably consider healing for, let's see, they got a 14.
For the restore of the mana, right? I mean, we always go, we go face here. I agree that we just ignore Fandral
Yeah,
here.
both go face, that's for sure. And then I'm thinking, I think we also true silver the face.
We always true silver the face here.
Okay, let's do it.
Probably Hero Power over healing.
I like the hero power too. And then
No, wait. It's a 1/1 minion over 4 heal, right? You like the 1/1 minion over 4?
Are you like, you want a full heal here? Because Wicked Flame will also give us.
No, okay, then do the hero power.
Because we heal to 26, Wicked Flame is 28.
Oh, sure. Let's go.
It's also max damage.
We have 2 damage in the hand, so.
Yeah, we do. And maybe they don't encourage, but they.
It's getting scary.
A little bit.
I think Luminosity still wins. They have quite a bit of gas left the tank, and the big thing is that G2 is out of gas.
Yeah. There's not really any clears left. There's no Aldors left for G2. There's not too much left for them to be able to even clear off even 1 or 2 Jades. So you can even hear Luminosity last turn when they only had a very small amount of time to deliberate, but they said, oh, we have plenty of minions left to win if we get this 8-8 out right now, which the 8-8 pretty much, guaranteed to clear. So now it's all about Luminosity just putting on as much pressure as possible, which is pretty easy to do when you have Aya Blackpaw, and the Jade that she's summoning is a 9/9, I believe.
Yeah.
I guess Jade Behemoth fills the same purpose, but Aya has a little bit more power on the board, I suppose.
They're pretty similar, to be perfectly honest with you. Like, the only thing that I is better against is if G2 has exactly equality and a way to clear. But outside of that, not really much. G2 only has a Bluegill Warrior dead right now, so that Anyfin is doing nothing, and that's really the big plan here for Luminosity. However, if they push 5 this turn, that drops them down to 6. That one Bluegill not
Still not
quite
enough.
getting the job done.
Actually,
That the second War Leader dead?
I think wasn't there a war leader that died on turn 3?
Well, the Behemoth's coming down.
No,
anyway.
because the Acolyte of Pain came
Right.
down. So no, yeah, and Behemoth is coming down. It's just G2 has to draw pretty much exactly like card draw into Murloc, into double Murloc, or
it's tough.
God, I don't know.
I don't think they win this game. Just not quite enough resource to get it done, even despite the life total dwindling down for Luminosity and G2 staying pretty stable for the most part in this game. It actually came down to a value battle. Pretty tough to beat Druid in those.
Yes, very tough.
Very tough.
One of the toughest.
Might be the toughest.
Definitely, perhaps.
Definitely, perhaps.
But not 100%.
Yeah, and you can see the concern for the value battle here as well. They actually wipe out Vandrel rather than making the push for damage. So they want more time to get there. Let's hear Luminosity wants to start this close.
Oh.
Yeah. And the question is...
We could value trade the 9/9 in to set up lethal.
Well, I want to kill them very quickly. I think we Behemoth, Wild Growth, punch 1/1 face.
Okay.
They have to...
Yeah, they have to have
I think it plays around Tyrion is the main thing. Like, we don't let them extend.
Okay. Well, we have Mulch, right? Off the top anyways for Tyrion?
We do have Mulch off the top.
So Light Lord would be the defensive play.
So this happens. And this happens. And we're always hitting a 1/1.
So if he has equality and he trades...
And he goes trade.
Equality bluegill? I think we hit.
Do we hit a 1/1?
Yeah, we hit the 1/1. Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Quality, which is also clever.
That doesn't help. We die on board too with... So we can attack and then we play bluegill. Nah, we are both dead, both turns, right? They can just trade the hero power Aya and Behemoth.
Just the Tyrion hero power. Could not do anything, even if he would have dead the 4 damage to the face.
I'm almost out of cards.
Yeah, he's dead on board.
Hit it. Yeah, he's just dead, right?
Yeah, just hero power 9.
Hit it, 9, 18. Yes. Actually, I have even more. Alright.
One bad matchup.
One high roll, please.
One coin, please, actually? Like...
One high roll, please, as Patches watches over him.
They need the Rogue to draw Patches if they're going to beat it.
They need to have a lot of things go right to beat the Rogue.
Yeah. First up is probably going to be the Warlock build.
Yeah.
Now, there's a chance that G2 wants to simply keep them from getting an extra win.
I actually think you just go with the best matchup here.
Well, it depends on the breakers and the way it pans out. You know, if they choke an extra win from Luminosity, 3 weeks down the road, does that ever matter?
Yeah.
To me, that's the question here. They can get more information, maybe scout out a second Mulch. They didn't actually see it in the build.
But if they win, it doesn't matter.
It's true. Does that extra Mulch make a difference in the way you play the game? I don't know if the information can really change much. Druid is pretty straightforward. The Rogue matchup is just awful, though. It's really tough for Luminosity to win. You heard Frozen chanting, "We want the coin," basically, at the end there. If Rogue doesn't have coin, it really cuts into some of their power potential versus Druid specifically. Druid needs not only the extra cards, but they need to keep the Rogue down on economy.
Yeah. Now, it is beneficial for G2 to limit the amount of games that Luminosity wins because they are close in the standings. They're tied going into this match. Now, of course, they won't be tied after the match, but they'll still be close enough in the standings to where game score could matter at the end of the series or at the end of the regular season as we go into playoffs. That could separate these guys should they be tied in match score going into that playoff split.
Yeah, I think you go with the Rogue here personally. Just end it. It's like a Band-Aid.
Yep.
One motion, just right off.
Mm-hmm.
You ever try to just peel a Band-Aid really slowly? It hurts. Ouchies.
Poor Admirable. Has had many band-aids hurt him in the past.
Just look at me. It's ridiculous. It's like a jungle.
Yeah, I don't know if it shows up well on camera, but yeah.
I mean, you can see it. It's right there.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the beard. It's everywhere.
Even his arms have beards.
They just have like.
It doesn't work well.
That would be really weird.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be anything wrong with it. It'd just be different, strange.
Let us know at home if your arms have beards. You could tweet using the hashtag Trinity Series at ESL Hearthstone.
These are the greatest social pitches.
Show us pictures of your arm beards as well, if you'd like.
Greatest social pitches.
I probably won't look at those pictures, though.
Game 10. And it's the Rogue. And that's a South Sea Captain? Is this the Aggro Rogue build?
Huh!
I've been seeing actually quite a bit of this lately.
Muzzy Rogue.
Yeah, Muzzy. I think he went something like 24 and 4 in High Legend with it.
If anybody would know Muzzy Rogue, it would be the three of Muzzy's teammates.
The Van Cleef is in hand.
And they got the coin. Whoa, pack it up, boys.
Look at the smile on RDU's face. He's just like, barely contain himself. My gosh, this is insane.
Yeah, that is...
So here's the question. Do you go for the Swashbuckler and try to get the Innervate? Or do you go for the small-type Buccaneer?
I mean, either way, on 3, you just play a 1-drop now, dagger on 2, on 3, you 1-drop coin Edwin.
That's definitely a good setup. I'm just curious of what their options are for potentially stronger setups. Don't think it matters much what G2 does.
Just pass, dagger on turn 2.
Oh, that's awful.
Pass on 3. And then double 1 coin. I don't know. But let's go ahead and listen to Luminosity and see how sad they are that small time Buccaneer patches is turn 1.
Thinking about coining with the 1.
Van Cleef comes to mind.
Can't really do anything about Van Cleef.
I think us losing comes to mind.
Nah. We're on plan here.
So we just need a living root off the top.
Oh, that's so good.
So
We dagger here, right?
Just dagger, I think, is more damage. It is more damage, I mean.
more damage than. Yeah, let's do.
And I will keep the dagger.
Yeah, we don't
no.
take the dagger.
Yeah, no effect. Just take off.
Also, this deck runs now Corsair, so we are incentivized to keep the weapon a bit more than the other decks, so.
Okay.
You can just kill it on board, right?
Yeah, like that's better than swiping, right? I like brand 1.
Brand Jade Idol, yeah, I like it a little more now that we got the idol.
Yeah.
He didn't swing, which means he has a play most of the time.
Also,
I mean, I guess
point
you just...
forward comes to mind, yeah.
We're not saving this Jade for Gadget. That's just not a thing that's going to happen.
No, not at all.
1.
So, brand Jade Idol. Makes sense.
All right.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
You can hear just how somber the tone is for Luminosity as they see the opening in this match.
Spirits are low, and rightfully so. When G2 is queuing up the Aggro Rogue build, instead of Miracle, it's even that much worse for Luminosity. And you kind of see where the aggro builds are really fitting in. Luminosity tried to take out the aggro builds from G2, and the Rogue was a pocket pick for that. Holding it back was just a strong play anyway. Then having this be the way it plays, Luminosity has no hope.
Yeah,
I mean, look at this turn.
Yeah, they're debating on if they get punished too hard by going for a huge headwind by something like Mulch. Or I guess Swipe Living Room doesn't really punish them that much. So, yeah, actually just Mulch. They're thinking about whether or not they want to get punished by just Mulch. And I think the answer is yeah, sure.
Yeah. I mean, look how much gas you've still left in the tank, if that's the case. Let's hear Luminosity as Disaster strikes.
6.
Guys. It's an 8-8.
Oh, yeah. we play 2 mulches.
Bump swipe, right? Next turn Vandal Wrath, it's acceptable.
Yeah.
So we just set up.
I mean, we're only taking 12.
The other play is Wrath and go for the 2 and 23. That beats Conceal as well. Both of these lose to Tomb Pillager.
Down, Tomb Pillager's not a card then.
So we swipe
Right.
bump, we take up 12. Vandal Wrath, we're at 9.
I take 12, dude. I mean, I guess then we have a Fandral, we can draw Feral Rage.
So if we go, I mean, we can beat Tomb Pillager if we go swipe. Actually, not really. But
No, we lose every time.
So
What do you
Wrath
guys
for 1.
think? Wrath for 1?
I like swipe
I'd
trade.
lead.
I like
You
swipe.
guys say swipe.
Yeah.
Double swipe is a little annoying.
No, they're nearly dead. I mean, what can we do here? What is the best?
Mark like a Sai, I think, is the play.
And that leaves them, if we play a side, if they have a second swipe, but I think they have, then we have a minion alive.
Yeah. That's why
Yeah,
I
like-
play Sai. So Borgler first and see what we get.
Yeah, let's go. Aha!
Ooh, if this, we would have mana
It's
for
not,
that.
it's not good. We don't attack with the weapon, right?
This guy's
Yeah,
We might. Let's see.
I think we do. Oh no, maybe we don't.
I'm thinking of like we can draw a card and then we play that with deckhand with Cold Blood.
Then
I like not to attack. I mean, yeah.
yeah, we kill them anyways.
We have lethal, like we have lethal on board if they swipe. Like we win if they swipe.
Yeah, that's fine.
And we don't have if they have swipe living roots.
We don't have lethal. No, what? Do we have lethal otherwise?
No, we don't have then.
No, it's fine. Don't attack. It's good.
Yeah, I don't like to attack here because we can just draw a card for 3 mana or less.
Yeah, it's pretty perfect.
Vandal Wrath.
Mm-hmm. They didn't set up the lethal because they have a different lethal in hand.
Yeah. So it doesn't work. I think we have to wrap.
No, it still works. No, you. I was gonna say you Fandral Wrath, Innervate, Feral Raid. Oh no, this doesn't work.
No, we can't do. We
That
have
doesn't
to
work
wrap
at all.
into swipe. Wrap into swipe.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I can see.
We're at.
There we go. It's just a normal rogue though.
So they will probably proud of the interview, so we just talk later after the interview, guys. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, we
Well, that was just about as we expected. The Druid versus Rogue. It's a little bit of different Rogue as we saw in the Mulligans, but we didn't really get to see the full extent. We heard Dread Corsair being mentioned. We saw the South Sea Captain.
Naga Corsair was what was mentioned.
Oh, Naga Corsair
Yeah.
is what was mentioned. My fault.
That's probably in place of Tomb Pillager because Tomb Pillager just doesn't do anything in that build. There's no use for the coin. Naga Corsair, though, can provide you 2 extra damage. It's a pirate. It's also 5/4, has synergy with Captain.
Pirates are good.
Yeah. So, give pirates a flame imp, and they're pretty cool.
I don't know. But that's going to be G2 taking the series 6-4 over Luminosity. Despite Luminosity seem like they were getting pretty owned early on. To use what do you call the 2000s? I don't know. Owned was used a lot more then. The 00s, it's the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. But we do have an interview ready with one of the winning players from G2. It's RDU. Hey, man, can you hear us?
Hello. What's up?
Hey, so you guys had a pretty good match today against Luminosity. Talk me through how you guys felt going into this match, considering you guys were so close in the standings.
Yeah, we were very confident against them. We knew that they are going to leave Rogue open, so we tried to surprise them with Pirate Rogue. It wasn't that important because any Rogue would beat Druid, but it could have been important if they queued Tempo Mage into Rogue, or if they brought Tempo Mage to beat Rogue. Us having a different Rogue was important. So we got them pretty well.
You guys have seen the Temple Mage now from Luminosity a few weeks in a row if you watch their matches. What do you think of their choice to keep bringing Temple Mage?
I think it's a pretty powerful deck, but I'm not sure how great it is in the Trinity Series format with 2 bans. It's probably like an okay deck, but Reno Mage is also like a very strong deck with 2 bans, so it depends on the strategy. Like we left Shaman open, so then we had to like bring Reno Mage, unless we wanted to play like a Tempo Mage with 2 Flame Strikes. But yeah, we don't know. Like it might be a good strategy. We didn't look into it that much, but we might in the next weeks, and maybe we can bring it to We'll see. I don't know.
I want to talk about the Pirate Rogue build a little bit. It seems to be that's the next evolution of where the aggro decks are headed. How did you guys find this build, and what has been your experience with it so far?
It's one of my preliminary decks, and I managed to convince them to like let me play it. And if people want the list, they can check my Twitter in like 10 minutes, and I'll post it there.
Well, it seemed to work out for you guys. I mean, I think you won by like turn 6 or something like that. It probably looked like regular Rogue to them because of the cards you played, but it still had some success. Last question for you guys. You guys seem to have some of the cleanest communication out of all the teams in the Trinity Series. Do you plan going into your matches how communication is going to work? Talk to me about why yours appears to be the cleanest.
Yeah, like we talk beforehand to like only talk in the situations where we know the matchup really well, or if we know the matchup a bit and we see like a play that we don't like from the play that he's doing it, we try to like tell him. Like for example, I don't talk that much when they are playing Reno Mage unless they want to do something that is like very obnoxious in my eyes, which almost never happens because they play Reno Mage way better than I do. And when I play the Rogue or like the aggro decks, they will not talk that much. So like we only talk if we can help the player talking, the player playing, because we are all like really great players and we can handle alone or like with just some advice. We don't want to like disturb each other too much.
Well, it's definitely working out for you guys. You have a solid hold on 2nd place now, so congrats on your win, and look forward to see you guys next week.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, G2 continuing to impress, even though behind Complexity in the standings, still looking like one of the teams to beat in the Trinity Series.
Yeah, and no surprise that Complexity